Well, I said just mostly gentlemen, but
What's going
that's
on,
right.
brothers? What's going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport. We are here for yet another Future Classic live stream. First and foremost, if you can hear me, press a 1 in the live stream chat. Brother Adam, how's my audio, bro? Is it good?
Oh, it was good. I can hear everybody. You looking at your YouTube chat? Is that what you're looking at? Let me see.
Yes, I am, bro. Just to see everyone's here to see if we can hear me loud and clear. Um,
Yeah.
so aside from that, brothers, you know the deal. If you want the Germany, Spain, and Japan live streams, get me to 100 followers on Twitch and Kick, and I will expose to you the real Japan, the real Germany, the real Spain. Let me tell you, my Ibiza Spain was a movie. That a freaky woman, and I want to share that. I want to share that intel with you, brothers. Okay, so here's my kick in the chat, my kick. And here's my Twitch as well. Get me to over 100 followers on both platforms, on both Twitch and Kick, respectively. And we'll have those streams as soon as possible, okay? So, aside from that, join the Patreon for intel on foreign women about traveling and how freaky foreign women are in the bedroom, Japanese women, Moroccan chicks, Ukrainian chicks, etc., etc. Aside from that, book your IT consultations with me via the Candy link that's pinned below in the description box. Cop the merch too, send me some support, and like the video, man. Hit the super chats too, and that'd be greatly appreciated, man. So, I got a very special guest here today called Mr. Adam, okay, who
Yes, sir.
is here to break down life in Qatar,
Yeah.
his Moroccan girlfriend, the whole 9 yard, man. So, Adam, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. I appreciate y'all delaying the stream to today. I was a little sick yesterday, so I could have done it, but it wouldn't have been the best performance for your channel. So I'm honored to be here again, Mr. International Passport, long time subscriber, about 3 years. It's an honor to be here. I was on a group when you were doing a group live stream a couple months ago back when I was in the States. I made an appearance here for a brief time, but yeah, it's good to be back.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, let's go for introductions first. So, brother, tell us who you are, where you're from, and anything interesting about you, bro.
Okay, so I am a DC, DMV, Maryland native. You know what I'm saying? So everybody from Virginia, DC, and Maryland, that's where I lived most of my life. I'm Cameroonian by blood, but like I spent most of my life over there. And I'm a civil engineer by trade. So I became an engineer and then I got attached to the embassy to come out here into Qatar. So I got a little bit of a niche lifestyle here in Qatar. So I do my best to give the general lifestyle as much as I can. But yeah, that's what I do for a living. I build construction stuff. So I'm the guy building your house and your roads and all that.
Amazing, bro. Amazing, brother. Brother, you being in Qatar must be a movie. And I feel I can say this right, right? This might sound crazy, but I think he may be the first ever black man to ever be in Qatar in history.
The Africans, they out here are very little, but when they see me, they light up. So it's all love. There's a few of them, but they kind of hidden. You're right. Qatar isn't really. We're not the majority out here, but hey, we're trying to change that. We need all y'all to come over here, man. I need help. I need backup.
Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. So, brother, before we break down Qatar, right, to an absolute T, I want to know about your life in America before Qatar. Tell me about how terrible America was. Tell me how terrible American women treated you. Tell me how the culture it was terrible and how you thought, listen, man, I got opportunity to be in Qatar. I'm moving there ASAP. Break it down for me, bro.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? So I'm Muslim, right? So if anybody going to a Muslim country, being a Muslim be an advantage. But if you're not Muslim, they'll welcome you all the same. I'll say in the States, I'm like any other brother. I was, the nerdy guy who liked math, who liked engineering, who, did music, had a production company. I was the nerd inside. I was homeschooled all my way up. So the ladies didn't give me much play. Any ethnicity, man. They just, and I tried. I tried a couple times, man. I put out a song on Thanksgiving about that. All the girls I tried, man. It just, I'm going through what everybody else is going through. The culture is anti-men, and the young men on the university campus, I talk to a lot of them. We all going through the same thing. It was just, I will say this, much like Mr. International Passport, I don't know how old you are, but my generation of men and going forward, most of us are getting our education, getting out the States or getting out the UK. It's just because most of us just not finding anything. I'm no exception. I always wanted to travel the world for engineering before I even got my education. So I was like, Middle East, my dad's done some work out here. This was like a top choice. And then the World Cup was out here, and that took my university by storm. The professors even stopped the exams to watch the matches. So I was like, Qatar was top pick. So I got to negotiate. I said Qatar top pick. So I'm out here.
Amazing, bro. Amazing, brother. I can definitely relate to you there, being a nerdy black man myself who likes anime, reads manga. You know, I remember back in the day, a lot of women would look at you crazy. What you watch anime? What
Come on.
language is that, bro? And
You
and
know.
it's crazy, brother. Right? Like, and me being back in the day, book smart, studying, brother. I'll be honest with you, brother. Right? A lot of chicks would see me in the library studying all day, and they felt repulsed by that, bro. But I guarantee you, bro, if I
I
was a gangbanger, sagging my pants, saying the N word 24/7, talking about
yeah.
capping another brother, these chicks, brother, would be on their knees ready to keep
You
me
know what I mean?
PG.
Get it done. And that was my experience is the same as most of the young men. I've seen a lot of your guys on your panel and everything like that. You know, if you're doing IT or you're doing law or medicine or engineering or anything like that, you're not gonna get no love because it takes a lot of hours in the library, a lot of hours in the gym, and you just focused and locked in. And they got all these type of insults for the average good man. You know, if you're a plumber, electrician, they call you square, lame, corn, all these insults. I'm just like, why does the good man constantly get put down? But the bad man gets elevated. That's how backward society is. So you got to get out of that. Once you realize the logic, leave. You know, passport bros all makes all the sense in the world. Don't stay where you hate it. Life is too short, bro. So I'm no exception.
Facts, bro. So, brother, you found your way to Qatar, and I know you mentioned it via engineering, right? So, my first
Mhm.
question, brother, is how did that opportunity come arise? Was it through a friend? Did you apply for a job in Qatar? Break it down for me, brother.
Okay, so while I was in university, I was a construction inspector. You know, I did a lot of the testing, concrete, geotech, all the stuff in your house. I did all that stuff to get experience, and I had internship experience with the Army Corps of Engineers. So I'm attached to the military. I'm a civilian and everything like that. I think I mentioned this on the previous live stream I was in. I got an internship with them, and this was about the time 2021. The economy was going down. They promised me a job after, and I called their bluff pretty much. And they were surprised. I came back 2 years later and said, nope, I need a job. And because the internship didn't go how originally they had planned to train me or anything like that, I negotiated for which countries I wanted to be employed to. So Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain were my top three choices. Qatar being my number one, so they gave it to me because they kind of owed me a little bit, so I kind of used my negotiation powers to my advantage.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, brother, you're currently in Doha, right? Capital city?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. West
Awesome.
Bay.
Fantastic, bro. So, brother, my first question to you is accommodation. So, moving out there, how did you go about accommodation? Are you in a hotel? Is your
I
company paying for your accommodation? Are you
my company pays
Airbnb?
my accommodation. So when
That
it comes to asking for anybody in the chat who wants to know the average cost of living, I will say Qatar is pretty expensive to live, in terms of the currency exchange is 1 to 3, so it's still in your advantage, but it is more cost to live. So I kind of like when I say I had a niche experience because my company is paying for everything, I'm not really feeling the cost, if you get what I'm saying. So
mm,
I am in a hotel. West Bay is an area that's been around for about 5 years in construction. All this stuff is new. Like my hotel just had its 2 year anniversary, like last week. So all this stuff is top tier, cleaned up. I got an apartment that's got 3 bedrooms in it, and I'm the only one here. You see what I'm saying? So I'm living pretty good.
fantastic, bro. And brother, on a monthly basis, right? How much is your rent in that spot?
Let's look it up. Let me see. I wish I had more time to do more research, but the job kept me around. Element cost me, I think it's like 1,700 real. What's that? Divide that by 3. I'm not my math brain is not the best. Forgive me for being like this. Give me 1 second.
It's cool, bro.
It's about $566 dollars a month if you're doing a long-term stay. Now that's just at this
Whoa,
one hotel. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's
that's
not too
cheap.
bad.
It's three
With the
bedroom.
currency,
Oh,
yeah. But you ain't making too much money if you're a local here. So, I'll be careful with that. Let me see. Average cost of living in Doha. I used to have that. Let's see. That includes food and everything like that. I will say you're much healthier out here. A lot of the poisons. I don't know how UK has better food laws, but Doha does not allow a lot of those poisons that the US gives all the time. So it's much healthier out here. Safe for the children. I will say this: crime is almost non-existent. You know what I'm saying? People leave their cars running here, leave the doors open. You know what I mean? They don't do that.
sorry,
But
sorry, bro. We'll come to that very soon.
okay. Sorry, jumping in.
I've got
Sorry.
a question for you. So, brother, you're living good right there. Rent is cheap, which is
Yeah.
great. Now,
Mhm.
in Qatar, right? Who
Mhm.
runs that country? Is it foreigners? Is it Americans, or is it Qatari people?
It's the Qataris. What usually, at least from coming from the embassy side, U.S. has good connection with Qatar, so and UK does as well. So a lot of the stuff that is built out here, like any of the desert stuff, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, a lot of these cities that came up in the last 20 years are built by Western powers with an agreement with the Arabs that live out here already, the locals. So they had the money, we got the tools to build it, and that's how all these cities came up, pretty much. Because if you think about it, 20 years ago, most of these cities were just in the middle of the desert, to Qatar included. So, and I know a lot of people, when Dubai gets getting expensive, because everybody knows Dubai is the international center, they're moving more toward Qatar, moving more toward this area. So it's an hour flight. You looking at Dubai and Abu Dhabi right up the street. So, all this is pretty much of the same region.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, next question for you, right, is you're a Western black man, you're a black American man, right?
Yes.
How are Western black men, and particularly black American men, treated in Qatar, bro, by the people?
Okay, now I knew we are very popular because we're rare. Like you said, we're not very many of us out here in Qatar, and so you're going to be already a novelty when you get off. I've been studying this passport bro movement, your channel, a lot of other channels for years. And until I experienced it again, I got off the airport. I feel like food coming off the airport. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody, immigration is flirting with you. So it's like, I don't know what it is, because I'm a young single man. I would say for all my single brothers out there, please come. Because the demographic of Qatar is mostly families already. So if you already got a wife and children, it's very safe for your children, but everybody comes as a family. If you come single, you're gonna be immediately a novelty. Like, I've had, since I got here, every day somebody try to hook me up with their daughter, their niece. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
wait,
all of this.
But you tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but you tell me that Qatari men are asking you to marry their daughters or nieces. Qatari men, Arab men,
and Qatari women, like the women especially. I would say that the aunties, the grandma, they all looking for like, oh shoot, you single and you well to do and you good looking and you out here, because single man is rare, and a black man out there, shoot. You a novelty. You just are. You just are. And like most of the population out here is mostly Indian, Indonesian, Filipino. You got it's an airport over here. You got everybody. Some of the Africans is out here. You got the Arabs out here. Man, you got options everywhere you go. I was going to the mall once. I had my headphones on. I had these joints on, right? And I'm just trying to mind my business, right? I'm going shopping, buying some vegetables, and some Tunisian girls were walking behind me. I didn't know. I'm doing a little jig. I'm listening to some Afro beats. I got my little jig on, and they were just trying to dance with me and stuff like that. I can't escape it. I had to take a break from going outside. So please, gentlemen, you will have fun out here. I will say this though, because it is a Muslim country and it is conservative. It's not like a lot of the stuff that Mr. International Passport has on his channel, like Sweden and Ibiza and Spain, all these places where it's more westernized. People are conservative dressed, but they still on you. They still are. So it's more like you're dating toward marriage type of thing. If you're looking for a wife or you're looking for something serious, you can come out here. If you're looking just to have a little fun, I would, to Mr. International Passport, hook you up with some other locations. That's what I will say.
Wow. So, brother, let me ask this, right? So we will come to women very, very soon. But those Tunisian chicks, right? Are you telling me that they were shooting their shot at you? They were shooting their shot at you, brother? What? In what way?
The whole group of three. I'm not used to that, because you know how it is. If you're approaching a girl, usually you have to impress the whole group, right? If she's with her friends. But if the whole group is on you, dang, you're like, yo, that's it's a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? I was just Tunisian. There's some Indian chicks that approached me, some Indonesian chicks, bro. If you tall, if you're in good shape, if you success, they on you, bro. They are. Even in the airport, like the Sudanese chick at the airport was checking my visa, was trying to holler at me, man. It's yeah, it's like that. So please, guys,
brother. So we'll get to that very soon with the women part, right? So, brother, in terms of like investments, right? Like investments in Qatar, is there an opportunity to make money there? Investments, business, real estate, any sort of investment opportunities there, brother, in Qatar?
There's a lot of commercial banks out here and stuff like that. Now, I will say I have not had a chance to investigate this, because my parents have sent me out there to investigate this as well. We still work on that. There's a chance to invest in hotels. A lot of construction is going up. There's actually, because of the World Cup is a competition between Qatar and Saudi right now, everybody's getting the infrastructure ramped up for more construction there. So land is going up, land value, IT is going up. There's a lot of commercial banks, but it's mostly like heavy investment. If you got serious capital, like 6 figure, 7 figure, 8 figure, you can like do some really big developments out here. As far as small time stuff, I would need to get back on you and hunt that down. I've been looking for that, and I haven't found an entry point that's the average man can do. So, if everybody who's an interested in investment, I would research it for yourself, and I will get back to you if you guys want to do a later interview. I can catch something, but I'm still looking for that for my family as well. But it's out here. It is.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, next question for you, brother, is people, right? So, break down how people are in Qatar, right? So, how are Qatari people? Are they kind people? Are they nice people to black people?
I don't know if you had a lot of UAE, segments on your channel, but everybody out here got money. Therefore, everybody's in a good mood. I told my friends when I first got here, like, I'm on the 26th floor, right? And they gave me my keys to my apartment. I was like, really? 26? I've never been this high up. Like, I'm so metaphorically high up, I don't know what a bad mood is. Like, everybody in the desk is nice. Everybody gets good manners. Everybody's polite. The security guards are nice. You know what I mean? Like, you see all ethnicities treat you with great hospitality. The restaurants, there's everybody out here. The Kenyans, the Armenians. Like, everybody's in a good mood because there's enough money to go around and it's safe enough for everybody's children. You know what I'm saying? When it's like that, why cause a problem? You know what I mean? And like the police, they're very strict on rules out here. I will say that, guys. Don't be wilding because you make one mistake, you're out of here. Because everybody knows, everybody trying to get in here. And there's only limited space. So they keep it safe, they keep it, money for everybody. So there's no reason to be in a bad mood. There really isn't. Like, I tried. Wow. I really tried.
But so, brother, even the Indians and Chinese there treat black people. They like black people. What? Yeah, man. No way. What?
Because obviously is Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, all these are run by the rich oil Arab families, right? So we're all guests in the country anyway. So we're all on our best behavior. But then, there's no reason. Like, I knew it was serious when all my supervisors have moved their kids, their husbands, their wives, their grandkids out here. They've been out here 30 plus years on average. I've been to every diplomat's house. It's like nobody going back. Not if they can help it.
Crazy, amazing, bro. So so next question for you, right, brother, right? So but you're telling me that they respect black men, that black men are respected in Qatar.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm saying, gentlemen, please, we are a minority, but we need to get these numbers up. I need help. Come on, y'all, bring them. Bring everybody, man. Bring your cousin. Bring them, man. I got extra rooms. I got 4 rooms. Everybody got their own shower. If you want to just holler at me, look, slide. Let's do something.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, next question for you, right, is so in Qatar, right, Doha, Qatar, how do you meet people and make friends there, brother? Do you go to like events? Do you like meet people through other friends? How do you meet people and make friends there, bro?
Okay, this is actually one of the things that the first challenge I came across here, because like I said earlier, most of the people here already have families, so they're usually with their family doing some things, or they're like their little kids who are in school and stuff like that. So the people who are my age, like 20s, 30s, there's not many of us out here. They either go to the clubs or that's it. It's really a family-oriented city. So for the young people, we can go to the movie. There's plenty of stuff to do: beach, movies, boating, racing, all type of stuff. But the population of people is usually like military retirees, native-born Qataris, people coming from other countries with their families already, and then business people and all. It's not really a bunch of young people like me, which is again why we need more people out here. So I have made a few friends, and it's not hard, but you have to search. Am I making any sense?
Yes, indeed, bro. You are.
And keep in mind, Mr. International Passport is interviewing me after I've only been here a month. And maybe if I want to be here 6 months, I'm out here for at least a year and a half. I probably have more friends to tell you. I'm very sociable, but in a month, I've had to do a lot more hunting than I usually do in other countries. So that's what I'll say. Because it's conservative, That's what it is.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, next question for you, right, is now in terms of transportation. So how are you moving around in Doha? Is it Uber? Is it bus? Is it train? How's the transportation like there, bro?
They got everything out here. Uber is at least a quarter of the price as it was in the States. I don't know how it is in the UK. UK is pretty expensive when I was out there, but it's cheap. There's Uber. There's like Sanu. There's like they got a new metro. Because remember, World Cup really brought this place alive. Qatar wasn't even known as an international city until the World Cup came. And then they shot up everything. They built the metro that's fresh and new. They built the Uber. They brought all that stuff in. They brought different competing taxi services. They made all the roads overhauled. So all this stuff is fresh infrastructural wise. So you got plenty of options. And I'm going to be honest, there's so many stores and everything's convenient. Because like, I don't know how it is in the UK, but as a civil engineer, I can say this. The city blocks are designed to be self-contained, which means anything you need, like your grocery store, is actually walking distance. I don't drive. I walk to get my groceries. You know what I mean? There's a bank. Everything you need is within like your block. So if you move to the next block, it's the same thing, rinse and repeat. It's like I forget what they call this in the Department of Transportation. It's like a city block technique where they keep everything convenient for you. So you don't even need the transportation. That's how good it is. They got more than enough amenities for you.
Wow, amazing, bro, amazing. So next question for you, right, is now in terms of is Doha cashless or is it cash heavy society, bro?
Mostly cashless. Most of your bank cards that if you got Western bank cards, they work out here, no problem. You know what I'm saying? You obviously people still carry cash. I carry some that's an old habit of mine, but I've almost never had to use it. I've only just tapped the card. Most everybody's got that, and off because it's very tech advanced. Remember like Doha again. Infrastructure just popped up. So they got all the new tech coming in. Most of the best UK, best US, best Western engineers are out here building stuff for them. Eastern engineers out here. So they got all the fresh tech. You know what I mean? So they got everything. It looks like Japan and Korea and all that. It's like they got it. So cash, not really. Not really. Because most people don't even have change for smaller bills. Like, because the Qatari currency is the real. If you got a 5 or 10 denomination, they don't really have that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just use the card. So you good.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So next question for you, bro, is now in terms of food, right? So tell me the food there in Qatar. I think food is very important. What do you eat on a daily basis, and what's your favorite cuisine there? Is the food tasty there in Qatar? Break it down for me, bro.
Favorite? No, okay. Let me tell you about the food. Okay, you can have everything here. Like I had Mongolian goat for dinner. I had curry with the Japanese and for lunch. You know, what I mean, you get this is like the United Nations. And there's this app called Talabat, right? It's like Uber Eats. A tenth of the price of Uber Eats. They will deliver it all the way up to your door, whatever you like. Not just the food. They'll deliver your groceries. They'll deliver your equipment that you need. Like if you need some nail clippers or cologne or some stuff like that. The food is just like I have to relax and watch my diet because I can eat everything out here. Like tonight, I'm probably going to do Armenian. There's a good Armenian restaurant my boss put me on to. Like you can have everything out here and never get bored for like a week straight just eating out. And that's just in your block. There's other places in Qatar to be. So I haven't even gotten to the local food yet. Like, and you know how it is in any country where you get some local intelligence. That food's even better than the commercialized food. The commercialized food is already banging. But the stuff that like the auntie's kitchen in the side, when I find those joints, oh, it's over. So trust me, this country, man, they got nothing but food. You can get fat over here, I'll be honest. You gotta watch out.
So, brother, do you cook your own food or do you just buy food every day?
I do a mix. It's like 50-50. I will, if I'm, usually now, I don't recommend this for everybody. I wake up really early on construction. So usually breakfast goes. I haven't had breakfast in years. But lunch or dinner, I'll usually like cook one meal for myself and buy one meal. That's usually what I do to save money. But you can do that too. Like I said, my grocery store is 3 minutes away walking. I don't need anything. I realized I knew it was a part of the plan the whole time, but leaving the States to go into Doha, Qatar, I went from wanting everything and hustling for it to wanting nothing. You know what I'm saying? My job is paying for my car and my crib. You know what I mean? I did it right. I planned it, but it's just hitting me now. Like, like, even if I was paying for my house and my car, like, even the mental state you have out here, like I said, I'm high enough. I don't even know what a bad mood is. Grief, envy, pain. I don't even know what that stuff is, man. It's a beautiful feeling.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So now, brother, right? Break down for me. But you know that shawarma chicken, right? I'm guessing that's quite heavy out there, quite popular. Shawarma chicken.
Yeah. Oh. They got the names out here. Out here, bro. Everything.
They got Nando's as well. Nando's, what?
Yeah. Just stuff I've never even seen. There's restaurants like chains that apparently been around for 56 years, and they're in the Eastern Hemisphere, right? The other countries know them, but we don't know them. It's just like, everything is out here. Everything. They got McDonald's out here. They got KFC out here. They got Nando's out here. They got, CCPs. They got they got everything. They really got everything. And I know that these people got too much money because they bored. That's what I'm telling you, man. If you want it, they're gonna import that, no problem. It's crazy.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So, brother, next question for you, right, is now in terms of cost of living, right? So, where you're from DMV, right? You're from DC?
Yes.
So, when you compare Washington DC cost of living to Qatar, Doha cost of living, brother, right? Which is cheaper, which is more expensive? Break it down for me, bro.
Qatar is definitely less expensive because you got the currency exchange working for you. Now, from what I heard from the locals, in comparison, this is like, if I was to say, if you was actually working here on the wage here, I got to think outside of my job because I'm MC taking care of everything. So if you were working here, it's kind of like DC-ish price for the locals here. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive, if that makes sense. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's reasonable, but inflation is affecting this place here and prices going up. But for coming from the American side or the UK side, yeah, this is nothing. This is nothing, man. Like 1 to 3, like I'm saving money and I'm spending it, which is a blessing and a privilege. So if you're coming from the States, if you're coming from UK, if you're coming from a stronger currency, you're gonna make a killing out here, and you're not even trying. So I would recommend doing it.
Brother, are you getting paid in dollars?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Let's get it. Fantastic, bro. Do you work for an American company or is it Qatar company that pays in dollars?
I work for the Army Corps of Engineers attached to the embassy, so I'm a diplomat by trade. So I know I'm a civil engineer, but I am, because it's a military project and I'm representing the government, I am a diplomat on paper. So yeah, U.S. currency, using that to my advantage.
Amazing, bro. So brother, safety, right? Very important. I know in America we see demons come out of the woodworks. We see ghosts come out and attack you. We see ghouls and goblins and zombies. But where you compare safety of America,
you gotta bring your sword and your holy water outside, bro.
Oh shit, bro. Oh man. Which is more safer, brother, right? Doha or America?
I mean, I explained it before. For everybody in the chat, let me tell you, it's a no-brainer, bro. Out here, Doha, Dubai, like these are some of the safest cities in the world. Why do you think everybody moving out here? Why do you think most of our superstars are moving out here? Fredo, a lot of the UK rappers, a lot of cats out here. Why? Because it's just like this is how safe it is. It could be 2 a.m. in the morning. Like today it's funny that we're having this stream. Today is actually National Qatar Day. So like they're having a military parade outside and everything like that. You could be out there at 2 a.m. in the morning with your kids all day. There's events that run all night. It's a Muslim country too. So especially during Ramadan when it's fasting time, usually like everything's open 24/7. People is just out there, you know what I'm saying? Just with their families, playing in the street, parks, the beaches, the restaurant. Man, it's the buzzing out here, man. Minus the alcohol and the weed, it's just nightlife is constant. It's the city that don't sleep. So safety, almost like I'm gonna be honest with you. Even the security guards don't even have guns. Like the security guards don't have any weapons from what I've seen. Even on the military base I'm at, that the people to check me in, no weapons needed. Like, you don't get more safer than that. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So, brother, next question I got for you, right, is now in terms of racism, right? So, in your time there, have you experienced any sort of racism, any sort of slur said towards you, any looks, any weird looks, any sort of like animosity from anyone? Any sort of racist instance or any racist like feeling?
No racist feeling. What I will say this, I don't know how it is in the UK. UK and US are pretty similar, but in US you got racism and classism, right? Over here you just got classism. So it's not racism, but there is a, if you're making a certain income, you get a certain respect. Everybody gets a general respect, but you know what I'm talking about. You get like preferential treatment if you a Qatari, if you embassy class, if you business class, there's tiers to it. It's kind of like the air, if you get on the air flight. Basic economy if you're just coming over here as a basic economy, you're gonna live fine. You're gonna thrive. But there's levels, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You're gonna thrive, and there's luxury levels above that. But no racism. It's more classism thing. You know what I'm saying? And coming from where, I don't know where everybody's from, but coming from the States, that's a good problem to have, because instead of 2 problems, I got 1. So it feels lighter to me. It already feels like a win. And then I happen to be embassy class too, so I got rid of that classism problem right off the gate. So that's just my experience. If you're coming in, let's say you're working IT, if you graduate from Mr. Passport's course, that's the shameless plug. Go get that. If you get that and you come out here and you set up your business, you're gonna be fine. I know a lot of guys, a lot of diplomats got an IT business on the side. Then you good, man. You move out here, and also, I'm gonna save that for later. But racism, no. Classism, a little bit, but it's not even in your face. So everybody love you anyway. So hey, as long as you're cool, you good.
Amazing, brother. So, brother, in terms of like culture, right? Culture, is Doha conservative or is it liberal? Or is it a mixture of both?
It's conservative because it's a Muslim country. So everybody, the ladies dress modest, what I'm saying? They still love you. They still look good. Don't get me wrong. But, everybody is, very proper. Manners are very encouraged. You don't, you give everybody the respect that they give you. You don't overstep no bounds. There's no drinking. You can, but it's very looked down upon, no pork, stuff like that. So it is a Muslim run country, so it's got Muslim conservative rules, which I like because, brings up the safety. Everybody chilling, Like if you brought your wife here, nobody gonna violate you, It's not like back in the UK, States. It's like, yo, bro, what you saying? If you're not tough enough, they trying to take your woman. None of that happens over here, man. They don't put up with that. No crimes, no misbehavior. Manners are really will determine the treatment that you will get. So the culture is super conservative, if I will say that. So if you're a Muslim, you got advantage. You already know what's going on. From the non-Muslim people, as long as you a cool brother like Mr. Passport, or you a cool Christian, cool Buddhist, wherever you study, yo, you good. Just it's a Muslim-run country pretty much.
So basically, you can be a different religion there, but respect Islam, and no one will bother you.
Yeah, and no one's gonna bother you anyway. But like, as long as you upright, that's what I'll say. If you're an upright human being, you're gonna be perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. They're not going to ask you no questions what your religion is or where you're from, but they're not going to question that. It's just as long as you acting right. If you do act wrong, you get one. There's no mercy. You don't got no chances. You out of here. They will deport you quick. All right. But other than that, you good.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, in terms of like lifestyle, right? What kind of lifestyle do you live there personally, brother, in Qatar? Is it a high class lifestyle? Is it a king lifestyle, or is it a normal lifestyle? What kind of lifestyle are you living there, brother, in Qatar?
It's everywhere from normal to king life. You know what I'm saying? I've seen like the poorest districts still look better than some of the places in the States. And you can at least buy something nice for yourself and your family when you're off your wages, even locally. Here, like now, obviously, I'm kind of spoiled because I'm a diplomat. So I got a gym in my hotel. The whole 14th floor is all gym, pool, and spa. I got everything I need. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be the building. I still do, but you get everything that you need here. Like I said, the way the infrastructure and the city planning is set up, you got your stores right down there. You got your bank right there. You got your any hardware stuff you need or shipping. Everything that you need is within a 5-minute, 10-minute walking radius. You really don't want for anything anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So lifestyle is like you're on vacation. My boss says like you're on vacation forever because they always got stuff. Like the F1 race was out here. KSI was boxing out here just 2 weeks ago. Like rap and concerts is out here. They boat racing outside my house. National Guitar Day. They like, bro, you living good. You just are all the time. You see, it's almost you're at peace to the point where it's almost a little boring. You gotta really, get some action rolling. So if you really want just a nice, calm, chilled out, relaxed vacation feel all the time, come to Qatar. That's what I'm saying.
Amazing, bro. So, but let me ask this right. So, what about the lifestyle the average Qatari lives? So, unless I'm being ignorant here, if so, please correct me. But is the average Qatari rich in Qatar, and is the average Qatari person living a very high class lifestyle?
Okay. All right. So the average Qatari is not rich. The Qataris are. So this because Qatar is an airport, it's like I would say the population like 80, 70, and 80%, immigrants, import, right? So because again, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, the history of these regions, they were the desert and everybody else really built their infrastructure for them. So everybody who's here is living like at least a middle class lifestyle, maybe a little slightly lesser middle class lifestyle. That's the average. The Qataris themselves who own all the money, those guys are like living in a life even I can't imagine. They fly. I'm talking about they fly in their maids and their servants and their cooks and all that. Bro, they live in a way that even Hollywood people can't keep up with. That's not a good representation of the average population. Average population looks like you, me, India, Indonesia. So they live in like a middle class lifestyle. If you was in the UK and you had your own flat, you had, decent wage, good life to respect yourself, enough food for your family, all that stuff. That's what they live in. What I mean? Everybody good. I haven't seen now. I've only been here a month. I haven't seen any poor people. I'll be honest. Maybe that's, maybe they hiding them. I don't know. But, I don't know anything about that. But from what I've seen, average people living good. It's middle class lifestyle and stuff like that. I'm still getting used to the cost of living compared to the local wages because especially since I'm not feeling it because my job is offsetting my costs. So I would have to get you better figures on that. But everybody, from what I've seen and what I've talked to everybody here, average middle class lifestyle is cool.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So, brother, right? In Doha, right? Tell me tell me things to do there, hobbies. Now, what keeps you entertained there in Doha? Do you know you go cinema every day? Do you play sports there every day? What can we do there as hobbies there? What are things to do there, brother, in Doha?
You got everything out here, man. I would definitely recommend, because we're right by the water and we're in the desert. You got, if you like to do, sand dune racing and, camping out there, people going to the desert, watch the stars and everything like that. We got kayaking, boat racing, jet skiing. We got movies. We got, the malls are big for no reason. Like the bathrooms look like a coliseum, you know what I'm saying, with gold trimming and everything. Like you got all type of stuff out here. They even got air conditioned sidewalks, bro. Like you could just, if you like architecture and you like the museums, I got my first acting gig out here, commercial for the museum. There's acting opportunities for you, even if you're not a local Qatari. There's film, like big thriving film festival. In fact, most of the Eastern film festivals come through here. Like it depends on what you like. If you like creative stuff, if you like water sports, sand sports, you'll be good to go. Basketball, of course, they got all that. They, football, of course, FIFA. Come on now, if you're a football fan. They got all the stadiums over here. All the teams come through here. All the best players. Yeah, there's plenty of parks for everybody else to play. Most of the malls have racquetball courts, basketball courts in them. There's plenty to do. There really is. I have only scratched the surface, and I'm trying everything every day.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. So, brother, next question for you, right? Okay, is now in terms of language. So, I'm guessing English is perfectly okay because everyone speaks English there, or do we have to learn Arabic?
Yeah. So I'm here to study Arabic. My dad speaks Arabic, and almost I'm trying to learn it. But English is the common thing because, like I said, 70-80% population is import. So the common language is English. Otherwise, you're going to speak Hindi, Malawi, English, Arabic, Magali, because everybody's coming from a different country. So English is the main equalizer across everybody here, including the Qataris. So most people speak English basic and in their native language. So at least two. So English is perfectly fine. You'll be fine.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So tell me about the weather there in Qatar, brother. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it hot? How's the weather like, brother, on average?
I'm living good. I'm living in 70 degrees, 65, 70 degrees F in the winter. It's like 18 degrees C right now in the winter time. It does get hot in the summer. That's like from April till September-ish. It can get to 120, 140 F. I don't know what that is in C. I'm sorry. I know for my international people, I should be using C. Look, y'all's system international makes more sense, but forgive an American like myself. It does get hot. It does get very hot in the summer. So that's March till September. So basically what everybody does is you stay inside, usually midday when it gets that hot. Most of the stuff that you do is now, like October till March. This is where everybody's outside. This is the best time because it's perfect weather. It's 80 degrees, nice breeze. No humidity. No rain, really, because we're a desert country. So you might get some fog and stuff like that, but it's sunshine all the time over here.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. So now, brother, nightlife, right? So have you been out much? Is there nightlife there? And, how are the women there in the nightlife? Is it 3 or 4s, or can you find a wife there? What's like the nightlife, brother?
Nightlife, come on, man. This is a city that's open 24/7. What I do like about Muslim countries is, during the night, they usually are open. They're open later in the morning, but they're open all night, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., all the way to the next workday. So, again, another thing that you guys might have to get used to, since it's a Muslim country too, the weekend is really Friday, Saturday. It's not Saturday, Sunday. For my Christian people, I don't know if you're used to Saturday, Sunday, but over here it's Friday, Saturday. So everybody's outside, especially during this time because it's nice weather. Nightlife is all the time. As far as getting a wife, look, you're going to have no problem getting that. You have your pick. Everything Mr. International Passport talks about on this channel, you have your pick of any ethnicity out here. You don't know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could walk out and see half Greek, half Moroccan. You could see, Armenian. You could see Albanian. You could see, Indian. Bro, if you want it, they got it, bro. Like, everybody, all the women out here, man. I'm going to tell you, just my hotel reception desk alone is Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, India, Ghana, all at the desk. Bro, lined up. All of them at least 8 on 10 on average, brother. I'm just saying. Come on, man. If you want a wife, if you really want the serious relationship, this is a place to be at. Bro.
Can you find wifey in the nightclub in Qatar?
Okay. So I've actually never been. I don't club that often, so I haven't been out there to say that. I know they out there though, so you can. I'm sure I'll have to get you some intelligence on that, but I know that most of the young people go to the clubs, go to the movies and stuff like that. So you can find them. You can find them. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting, bro. So let me ask this, brother, right? So I know you're an engineer, right? But
Mhm.
do you have IT friends? Want to know the IT space? Because on this channel, we promote IT, and brothers, Python course coming early next year. Get into IT. I'm going to teach you Python, book your IT consultations too. IT is the best career as a passport, bro. So, brother,
Yeah.
how's the IT scene there in Qatar from your friends and what you hear, brother? If it's possible, you can give me that intel.
Of course. A lot of IT people, they have their own business, like you said. They do it. They like my supervisor's husband is in IT, and he's never been back to his home country ever since then. So he's coming from Germany. Yeah, and you can live out here, be comfortable out here. Because what I will say, much like other countries, they as long as you're making the money to pay your rent and cover your expenses, they're not really gonna. There's no taxes out here. They're not gonna trip. I should have mentioned that earlier. The taxes, if you like making your money locally here, no tax. So, like IT, I know like, and I've only been here a month, but I know at least 5, 6 people that have their own IT consulting, their own contracting that they do, and their other diplomats and stuff. And I'm sure there's millions of other people out here like that. So please come, bring it. You can fit right in.
Awesome, bro. Fantastic. So now, so have you only been in Doha? Have you traveled to other cities in Qatar?
Yeah, I've only been Doha right now because I'm just trying to get my bearings. But yeah, other
Okay.
than that, I'm planning to explore. I'm making a trip out of France, trip out of Morocco, explore the whole Doha region and everything like that. It's a lot of driving in the desert before you get between cities. So basically, it's a lot of nothing. I don't know for my Americans who drive through Texas, if you drive through Texas for like 6, 7 hours, and then the new city pops up, it's like an island thing. You got these really high tech cities like Doha, and the next city is like it's not. Like you can go to Riyadh, like Saudi Arabia, that's 4 hours, but like you driving 4 hours in the desert. There's nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? So the in between is just desert. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm only doing Doha.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, tell me the bad parts about Doha and
Mm,
Qatar that you don't like. Is
okay.
there things you don't that we should be aware about?
Yeah. The one thing that I don't like, obviously, the lack of young people are hard to find. I expect my biggest challenge to come across that. Not it's a minor thing, but I don't like that. The classism thing, it's not. You can tell it's under the surface, but everybody treats everybody with respect. But it is an issue, and I know even when the World Cup infrastructure was being built, there was a lot of articles about that. Because they brought in people from like Africa, India, Asia, and stuff like that to build stuff, and they didn't treat them too well, so then they had to tighten up. So classism and the lack of young people really that I can find, and I've only been here a month, so I'm not the best representation of this. But anything else, I'd be hard pressed to find other things I don't like. Mm, yeah, I'd be hard pressed to find other things I don't like. It's mainly those two issues. If that makes sense.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Interesting, bro. So next one to ask you, brother, right, is now in terms of should brothers travel alone or in a group to Qatar, and tell us why.
I would recommend a group because then you have people that you can do stuff with. A wealth of life is sharing these great experiences. You know what I'm saying? This is the city is really designed. At least Doha is to be a family oriented city. So that means whether you're with your wife or your kids or you're with your boys or anything like that or whatever it is, it's really community based. So if you got your clique you roll with, bring them. Because it's also that will bring down the cost of living because you split the rent and everything like that, and it costs of food per person. Buying in bulk is less. It really, I would bring a group. I would. If you just still be perfectly fine by yourself. It's not gonna be lonely, but it's gonna be more like a solo vacation type of vibe, if that makes sense. Until we get
Awesome,
the
bro.
population more out in the street like that.
Awesome. So next question for you, brother, is out of 10, right?
Mm.
What would you rate Doha Qatar out of 10? And tell us why. Is it 10 out of
Mm.
10? Is it 5 out of 10? What's your thoughts?
I would say it's not a 10. I would give it like an 8.59. It's just the classism thing and the lack of, youthful people I can really, get in touch with. That brings it down a little bit. Now, obviously, this is a young man's perspective. You got a family, like my boss loves it. She would give it a 9 or 10. She moved her husband and her kids out here. But that's if you got a family. But if you by yourself, for brothers who just want to travel alone or bring a wife, your wife would probably bring it better. But I give it an 8. Minimum, I could give it an 8. I could give it a 10 if I had a family or something like that.
So, brother, when you say classism, right? How do people know that you may be in a lower class? Because is it deliberate? Did they judge you how you dress, how you talk, whether you're from the UK or America? How do they
Mm.
how would they judge you if you're from a lower class? How would they know?
The reason that I say it's under the surface, they don't know unless you show income or you seem like you're struggling. You have to give it up. They won't. Normally, they're going to assume the best of you. You know what I'm saying? It's it's just like how you can feel when somebody thinks a certain way of you once you expose certain things about yourself. Like I live in this region or I'm making this type of income. It's they're still going to respect you. It's just it's under the surface. I don't know how else to say it. But on the surface level, they love you. They assume the best of you, wherever you're coming from. If you land here, they're not gonna assume nothing of it. Say, oh, yo, welcome to Qatar. We love to have you. Here's a great spaces to be at. Here's your hotel. It's just once you expose that, you come on hard economic times, then it's like, oh, so he not really like that for real. But that doesn't take any away respect points. Am I making any sense? I make it seem like a big issue, but it's just I had to reach for something that I didn't like, and it's just a small thing. It's really not something to concern yourself with, but it is there. Am I making sense?
Yes, indeed, brother. Yes, indeed. So, brothers, that's the first part of the stream. We're gonna go to the woman part, dating part, finding wifey part, and of course, the brother's Moroccan girlfriend, and then we'll have a call-in show if you want to call in. But before I do so, international roaming returns and the House of Trade with Justin Banton. Yao, send me a DM on IG. I would love to interview you on my channel about your time in Qatar and Egypt. So please send me a DM on IG and let's get this out, man, as soon as possible. And definitely want to hear your thoughts about both countries that you're living in or you've been to. Aside from that, again, get me to over 100 followers on Twitch and Kick if you want the Japan, Germany, and Spain live streams. I got a lot to say, but get me to over 100 followers on both platforms, and you will get those streams, man, as soon as possible. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a very important question, Mr. Adam. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, Adam, right, this question here is probably the most important question in the history of mankind, bro. Okay. This question here, brother, right, is a question that can bring about world peace, brother. Okay. This question here, brother, is so powerful it can turn water into wine and vice versa. This question here is so powerful, brother, right? It can make mankind walk on water like Christ did in the Bible, brother. A question so pure and potent, brother, it can cause volcanoes, tornadoes, and hurricanes, etc., brother. And a question so well known, brother, that even aliens in outer space on Jupiter, Mars, and whatever planet it is in space, right, even know of the question, brother. Okay. The question for you, Adam, is: are the women in Qatar, brother, checking heavy for black men, brother? Break it down for you, brother. Are they checking heavy for black men?
This question is not light, but as the dramatics I have explained on this previous interview that we've had up to this point, if you have not gathered to this point, the answer to this very important question, the short answer is yes, they checking for you. As soon as you get off the plane, even the immigration line, they checking for you. Believe that, right? Believe that. We just put a little theater performance on for y'all, but I'm serious. Like I told you, I've had the aunties, I know a daughter about your age, I know a niece about your age. Like, they're trying to hook you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you look, man, they looking for you. They looking for you. You know what I'm saying? It's a power move. And I will say this, though. I don't know how it is in other countries, but everything here has a political edge to it. So if a Sudanese chick roll up on you, or a Qatari chick roll up on you, or it has some good political things. So let's say if you were, let's say you came off the plane, you were IT brother, you took Mr. Passport's course, you know what I'm saying? You did well. You came out here and some chick from, let's take Tunisia, come up to you, right? She's gonna like you, of course, but there's gonna be benefits to that as well. You're gonna have dual citizenship because here, the citizenship thing, you can get multiple. So I'm just saying, like, get checking for you. Front, back, center. It's just a more conservative way of thing. When I mean checking for you, this is more like, they're looking for husbands type of thing. They're looking for a long-term relationship. It's not like if you're going to Spain, you can have a little fun in Spain. I have a girlfriend here, there, XYZ. This is not that. That's the only thing I will say. Only caveat. Other than that, are they checking for you? Absolutely, bro.
Wow. So, brother, let's break that down even further because I think it's very important we break it down by race, nationality, brother. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to know if the Arab chicks are checking for us, right? The Qatari chicks who are Arab, right? I want to know, brother, if the Ethiopian chicks out there are checking for us, the African chicks, the white chicks, the Japanese, Korean chicks. Basically, is every race of woman there, brother, right? Checking for brothers, Moroccan, Tunisian.
Yeah.
Are they all loving brothers, or is there some women that of a particular group of race or nationality that don't really like black men out there in Qatar?
Okay, good question. So long story baseline, everybody love us. Now the axis is where you're gonna run into the challenges. So the Qataris, mostly the Arab women, they love us, but they all stick to themselves, really. They roll with their clique, right? Remember what I said, it's better to bring a group here because the ones you can access immediately, Indonesia, India, they always out here. Always out here, they looking for us. They love us out here. European and African are rare sighting. If you do see them, kind of equally so. They love us. Like I had a date with a Swedish chick who came through on my first night here. So they love us out here. Kenyans love us out here. Who else is out? Ugandans out here. But the European and African are rare sighting. So to get the ones that'll be hardest for you to get as a brother is not because they don't like you. It's can you find them? The Qataris are like an elite class, Arab class that click to themselves. If you can get in there, you good. The Africans and the Europeans are a rare sighting, so if you can get them, you good. It's just where you find them. Indonesia, that's an everyday thing. You got that. Who else am I forgetting? Filipino, that's an everyday thing. You're gonna find that. Thailand, that's an everyday thing. But if you want the Arab, if you want the European, if you want the African, you kind of got to hunt and snipe, but you're gonna get it anyway. We because you're a rarity out here. Like Mr. International Passport said before the show started, black men out here are rare. So you got advantage. Use that to your advantage. Come to Qatar. But yeah.
Wow. So, brother, right. So you said that you met a Swedish chick and then she rolled through to your spot the first night. I'm guessing in the first date. Okay. I don't want to get too deep into that. We probably know what happened there. But
look, just for the audience, no sex occurred. Look, I'm Muslim, man. I'm strictly, on that. But she rolled up on me in the mall pretty much. We turned into a whole date type of thing. I didn't expect it. I was just trying to have lunch. I had some Mongolian goat. It was good. I sat down. She wanted some company. I was like, can I sit with you? All the other tables were full. I said, hell yeah, go ahead. And she did. And we turned into a whole date thing. I took her through the mall. And we did some shopping, she introduced me to some of her favorite stores because she was flying out. And we walked into this jewelry store, and one of the Arab guys was like, yo, you guys married? I was like, if I keep getting this every time I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm gonna end up married. That's the truth. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, baby, you telling me that in Qatar, a blonde hair, blue-eyed, basically the prototype Swedish-looking chick, right? Essentially could have poached you, brother, out of nowhere to sit with you and have lunch with you. What? Bro,
that's just them. The Indians have done it. The Filipinos have done it. Like if you a single man out here, bro, you and you a black man, you got two advantages running for you. One, you black. Two, you single. Use it. You know what I'm saying? They look, man. I refer to this as the drought becoming a flood because if you are trying to approach women in the Western hemisphere, you're gonna get the cold shoulder automatic. But here, if you're gonna shoot your shot, 90% of the time you're gonna hit, or they're gonna shoot their shot at you. Like Mr. Passport always preaches, and all the other guests and all the other segments have preached. This is a great place to be as a black man, and especially if you're single. Shoot, boy. They're gonna, and I'm gonna tell you this: if you're rolling with somebody, right, they're gonna assume that's your wife. So just be ready for that. Like if you're going, like let's say you get a date with this, let's say she's Indian, right? You roll with her, you go into the mall, everybody will assume that's your wife. If you're rolling with two or three, they're gonna assume you got multiple wives. I don't know if you're ready for that.
But why did the guy ask you if that was your wife?
Because he was Arab and he's in a Muslim country. If they assume that you're dating for serious commitment, right? So he thought you guys clicked, you guys made so much sense. You walked to my store. I thought, oh, you getting because it's a jewelry store. It looked kind of bad, like your jewelry store. He thought I was going to buy her a ring or something or buy something like that. So he said, are you guys married? Beautiful couple. That's how he introduced us to the store. Welcome to the store. He thought we were husband and wife. I was like, dude. And this is a woman who just sat with me in the cafeteria 30 minutes ago. So if you're ready for that type of treatment, I'm just saying, come to Qatar, yo.
So, Bobby, you also mentioned that an Indian woman cold approached you. So tell us that story, brother. How did that happen? Break it down.
Okay. What? So, man. So I was this was when I was walking to the park. So I live in West Bay, where it's close to the water. There's a beach, and it goes down to the park. So I was walking down there, you know what I mean? And again, being a black man, you're a rare sighting. So I was sitting in the park and she approached me and she was like, yo, we just started chopping up a conversation. I think she was just staying there for a couple weeks. But, said, how's Qatar, everything like that. She was giving me some game on where the good places are. We chopped it up, made a whole date out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I will also say, I know earlier in the interview we said that the young people are hard to find as a challenge. So it actually works to your advantage. If you meet young people your age, they're going to want to hook up with you because you're a rare sight. So that's 3 advantages you got. You black, you single, and you a young man. Cash in on everything.
So who else is called a push there in Qatar? What other race of women or nationalities have called a push?
The three Tunisian chicks I mentioned earlier. The other ones have all been, the aunties and the aunties and the mamas hooked me up with their daughter type stuff. Iraqi approached me, Egyptian approached me. Man, you know what I mean? So you're gonna get there's no shortage of action out here, y'all. If you're looking for the wife, you're gonna get snatched up quick. You might have to get back to your thing, meditate for a little bit, make sure it's the right one. Because boy, they're throwing them at you. Their parents and their aunties are throwing them at you. Look, man.
You mentioned Iraqi
Yeah.
Iraq. What the?
Yeah.
What? But to break down the actual situation, how the Iraqi chick called approached you. Where was this? How did it happen?
This was at my job, actually. This is one of my supervisors. She's Iraqi and she has a daughter about my age. So she was the one who said, yo, are you single? You looking for a wife and stuff like that? I was like, yeah. She brought her daughter to me, pulled me to the side, sat me down, brought her daughter in the room, did a whole interview pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know about jumping into that one, but, working, mixing together. But I'm just saying, that's just one instance. I've had the Egyptian supervisor I had do the same with her daughter and niece. And I went to a Friendsgiving for Thanksgiving at another place across town. And they said, you single, man? Because I was the first one to get there, And all the ladies are there cooking the food. And they're like, you single? You out here? They asked me, where's your family? I'm a single man. Where's your mom and dad? They're back at home. It's just you, huh? Let me talk to you for a second. Right. Those are the Africans. So, she was Ghanaian. But man, I'm just saying, you not gonna miss no action out here, man. It's just gonna be serious action that you gotta be ready for. You know what I mean? This ain't the, have a little fun type thing and disappear. Like the families is checking for you type stuff. It's not just the women, the families are checking for you. So if you're ready for that, come, bro.
Wow. So, brother, now a lot of brothers want to find wives, brother, in this possible space, brother, right? Can we find wifey in Qatar, brother?
100%. Look, it depends on what you like, what culture you like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, most like Asia, India, that's easy to get. Africa, European, that's a little hard to get because you just gotta find them where you see them. And Qatar is like an elite class circle. You can get them, but it's just you gotta infiltrate pretty much. If you know any Arab friends that speak Arabic, if you speak Arabic, you're gonna dominate out here. You know what I'm saying? North Africa is much like West Africa, East Africa. It's kind of hard to spot. You got to snipe them. African, European, you have to snipe. Asian, Indian, that's bread. That's daily bread. You know what I'm saying?
So, brother, there's more wifey women than 3 or 4s out there in Qatar.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Everybody dress modestly, man. If they're 3 or 4s out here, they not bold like you see on the internet, on TikTok and all that. They're keeping their mouth closed because if you do that type of stuff, there's strict consequences for the ladies too. Ladies don't get no exception with the police and everything out here in the law. If you start messing around and start turning this to a whorehouse, you out. They'll deport you. No sentence, no trial, nothing. You out of here, bro. So, like that, it's cool, man. They might be freaks on the inside. You get some, of course, but they keeping that off the street. They keeping that off the internet. They don't play with that. You know what I'm saying? Families don't play with that either. Everybody roll with their family.
So basically, obviously, in Dubai, there's a lot of Russian women that are selling box, right? Is that also the case there in Qatar? Russian women selling box in Qatar?
I have not run into any Russians out here. And as for selling box, I'm sure there's women out here doing it, but it's really hush hush. So basically, Qatar is like the spillover from Dubai. It's like if Dubai is New York, this is like the suburbs of Jersey, pretty much. So anybody like the cheaper version, it's still access to Dubai, but spillover coming here. This is more, like I said, the families, the retirement people, the more established people are over here. Like the youngsters and where the action is, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. But I'm sure there's somebody out here like that, but they not making it a big deal and a big thing because You know, the laws are very strict about that. You know what I'm saying? And I know like yeah, I watched a previous show. I know you're saying the Russians been doing that in Dubai and stuff, but I was reading on over the news on my job last week. They cracked down on that type of stuff everywhere because you know that image getting out for Dubai and stuff like that, especially when the World Cup's coming this way. They're not trying to have that. So, you know, they're probably out here. I just haven't ran into them, and they're not on the street like that. If that makes sense.
So, brother, how do you spot 304s in Qatar? Is there, do they just a certain way? Do they look a certain way? Is there like a commonality or trend you've seen that, okay, that's a 304?
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's not a look. It's really it's a personality thing. You have to sit with the chick and, you know, just listen to her for 20 minutes, you know, see where her head is. You know, if she, because population 70-80% of people come from other places, mostly Muslim countries. If she's like that, it's pretty stand out because on average, everybody's pretty conservative and respectful and, you know, keep that to themselves. The ladies here are not going to be forward with their sexual advances to you. For you to sniff them out if they're 304, you really got to like know somebody. That's the best way. If you know somebody who knows them, previous intelligence, listen to them for 20 or 30 minutes. You'll be able to tell. Like the same stuff we have in the West. If she's like, she's asking for money up front, if she's, you know, if she dressing, because, you know, I don't know if you're familiar, Mr. Passport, about how Muslims dress, but they usually fully clothed. You don't show the cleavage, you don't show none of that, right? If she's showing more skin than a natural, what you see on the street in Qatar, that's a good sign. But they really keep that mask up and close to the chest.
Awesome, bro. So, brother, right, finding a virgin and a low body count woman, is that possible there in Qatar? Virgin and low body count. Okay.
Oh yeah, low body count, absolutely. Virgin, I would say that's 60-70% population is like that because, you know, everybody is the family and reputation thing is very important here. It's written in the laws and everything like that. So it's encouraged and incentivized to keep your body count low. So like if you want the white, this is the place to shop. You know, obviously you just got to talk to the family, and the family's going to take it very seriously if you do that. But yeah, that's easy.
Wow, a Muslim country that's happy marrying off their women to black men. It sounds like paradise to some of my Muslim brothers. But we know,
I got more clientele than I can handle. I would love to hand some of that off to y'all. You know what I'm saying? If y'all take some of these clients off, look, man, you know, Muslim max is 4 wives. I can't do more than that. You know, I need all y'all to come help me out. You know what I'm saying?
You know, brother, right? I went to Japan recently, and I've been telling brothers about how Japan was my top spot, but it's still my top 10, but it's moved down because I didn't like what I saw about the culture, about the women, how the women are moving in Japan, and I got to look at other options, right? And I just feel like Islam, Middle East, Africa is the last stronghold for traditional women, traditional values, and you know, and I want to pivot brothers more towards that. Japan is great, but the women what I saw out there, I think a lot of promiscuous stuff, high body count. I thought, okay, Japan is okay. Something right here. I love the women; they're great, but I'm seeing a trend here that's going towards too, and you know, I think brothers got to look at other options too if you really want a wife, right? So, brother, you said you did with a Moroccan chick, right?
Okay,
tell us more about that. Tell us. Come on.
That's a little bit outside of Qatar, but I know you did a Morocco segment. I wish I could have been on that one, but the Moroccan chick. So basically, there's this Muslim, you know, like there's Tinder and stuff like that. There's actually Muslim equivalent apps to that, right? I was on it. I forgot I had it on my phone for 6 months. I thought I deleted it. And she matched with me and slid in my DMs. I was like, okay, I don't know how it is on Tinder, but I know for the Muslim apps, here's what happens. If you're a guy, you're mostly going to get, if it's a Western woman match, you're mostly going to get 48 hours in the conversation, going to be dead, and that's it. I was like, okay, this is an Eastern woman. I saw the location. She was based in Morocco. I said, what's the chance she speaks English? Because I don't speak enough Arabic to keep a conversation, or French to speak enough conversation, or Darija speaking of conversation. But she was serious. She got on the phone with me. We've been calling every other day. You know what I'm saying? And I met her grandma, uncle, and her mom on the phone. You know, I met her grandma by accident. So like she left her phone in the room. I called, and her grandma picked up the phone, winked at me, and gave it to her. So, you know, I met the family and everything like that. And I'm supposed to plan a trip out to see her in April. So, you know, it's getting pretty serious type stuff. And look, the women will come to you. You know what I'm saying? I remember I asked her, what made you, you know, attracted to me? Because, you know, I'm not used to receiving any love anyway. This happened when I was on my way out of the country. I was like, yo, I'm done with this. I packed it up. No more women. This place is too hard. I got to get out of here. Straight to Qatar. And she clutch time snapped me up. So yeah, man. She told me that she like them tall, she like them black. She always said I've always been interested in West African American type of man. So I love the culture. She loves rap, loves hip hop, loves a lot of stuff, a lot of action movies that I like. So hey, we just connected. Now that's pretty much it. I haven't really met her in person, so we're gonna see how that's gonna go. I'm not rushing into anything. Like I said, with all the marriage proposals I've gotten on my desk, if the drought became a flood, I'm weighing everything. You know what I'm saying? But if you want a wife, long story short, come to Qatar. Morocco will take care of you as well.
Wow. And this is brother. Do you think it's right? Like, do you think it's worth a brother converting to Islam if he wants a wife? Because I feel like obviously there's a lot of atheist women in the West, and atheist women, where's the morality coming from? Normally, high body count is amongst atheist women. Then we have Christians, right? Yeah, there's some good Christians here, but there's also a lot of 304s in the church, and these are reformed 304s. It just appears that Islam is just the most serious religion in the world, and the Middle East is just keeping the fort strong, right? So, brother, is it worth a brother converting to Islam to get a wife?
I would encourage it. I know I've had 3 or 4 of my friends convert to Islam because not just because they want a real shot of the family. I will say that as Christians, as Muslims, as people of God, a woman is supposed to be a blessing and a security to the household, just like a man is. But the way everything is getting corrupted, it really comes to the discipline. And Islam, like you said, holds the line. We hold the discipline. And don't get me wrong, we got Muslims that be acting wild too. But it's not in the sheer numbers that you have in Christianity, which I feel bad for my Christian brothers and sisters because I'm like, damn, it's just been corrupted so far that's at a tipping point. Islam hasn't reached that tipping point. We're like the last stronghold that's left. So if you come, please, I would encourage it. Now, that is a decision you must make for yourself. I've been a sheikh. I've led the Juma Friday prayers. I've led people over to Islam in a couple of ways, but that's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? But advantage is you actually have a better chance of finding a woman who actually will be with you and work with you in your house instead of being out there wild in the street. So yeah, I would encourage it. I've seen
facts, absolute facts. Facts, bro. Absolute facts. Let me read the super chats, bro. Shout out to Rain for the support. How bad is white worship there? Brother, any white worship in Qatar?
No, because it's not run by the whites. Like even if that was a thing, and it might be a thing in the elite Qatar household that I can't even infiltrate to, but they can't even afford that when most of their labor force in the population is immigrants that look browner than you and me. I got Indians out here darker than me. You know what I'm saying? That I have not seen at all. Like I said, that's a racism thing. It's more a classism thing over here. So long story short, no.
Awesome, bro. Shout out to Ace of Spades for the support. Went over to Doha in May. Talked to some Filipinos and Indonesian women, but they avoided me, even though I wore khakis and a button-down shirt. Oh, wow. What happened there?
Interesting. That doesn't seem like them. Okay, well, if they avoided you, I don't know how your game was. I'm not trying to judge nothing or what happened, but they love us over here. They avoided you. Well, a khakis and a button. If that's what you're leading with, that's not enough. You gotta have, make them laugh. Have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that discourage you.
Damn, but tell me more about the Indonesian women there in Qatar. Okay. Are they checking for brothers? You've done before?
Yeah, but I would say it's majority Filipino, like heavy majority Filipino. You see some Malaysian, you see maybe some Thailand, but it's majority Filipino. Yeah, and like they're looking for us because like a lot of people, like I know you've had Filipino sections on this channel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that true?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Well, if the history for people who don't know the history of the Philippines, it has a lot of African history to it. We're actually like closer to them than a lot of other cultures. So we pretty mix all the time. So yeah, I got some friends who are half black, half Filipino out here, and met out here and stuff. Like, yeah, they're checking for us. Ace of Spades may have had a different time. Maybe that's like a one-off instance or something, but most of them aren't like that. They're not standoffish, avoid you. That you really have to be a reason for anybody in Doha to avoid you, male or female, just by the way. Everybody's very hospitality and stuff. For them to avoid you, I don't know what went wrong there. But try again, bro. Don't be discouraged.
Try again, bro. Try again. Awesome, man. So, brother, in terms of all the group of women you've seen there in Qatar, right? Who's the best? Who's your top 3 nationalities there in Qatar?
You talk about aesthetic, visually?
I say visually and vibes as to how they make you feel, bro.
Okay, that's two different conversations. Let's have it. One, visually, this is just my taste from what I've seen. The Arabs is number one. I will say, I will say this about Arabs. I love the Arab women, but too many of y'all, I don't know if y'all in the chat, please stop doing that surgery nonsense. Y'all don't need to do that. Your face is already naturally beautiful. Let rock that. Without the surgery, I would say Arabs are number one. Number two, close. And these are all very close. There's some fine Indians over here too. And obviously I haven't seen enough Europeans and Africans to really put them in that competition. I say Filipino right behind them. Yeah, so it's like top three. I'll say Arab, Indian, Filipino. In terms of vibe, though, the Filipinos will take number one. They just feel like family. They're gonna cook for you. They talk about how nice you are. They tell jokes, which they just make you feel at home. Filipino will be number one. Indian close number two. Arab little stand. Arab's actually at the bottom. I'll say the Africans are after that. Three. Europeans is like, and Africans are tied for three, and then four will be the Arabs. Arabs is nice too, but they're the best looking, but the least hospitable, if that makes sense. And that kind of aligns with the culture because they're in an elite class with the Khalijis who got money, the Dubais, the Qataris, the top style Arabs. They still love us. Don't get us wrong. It's just, it's more, you got to do more work to cut into that circle. Filipinos going to embrace you with a hug. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, vibe wise, I say Filipinos number one. Look wise, I say Arabs number one. That's me, my personal taste. I don't know how everybody else feel. You might say, nah, I'm sleeping on the Indians. No, these are all this is like picking hairs, okay? They up there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are two conversations. Vibe, Filipino, Arab number one. Is there other metrics you want to use?
So let me ask, right? So you said the surgery, right? You've seen a lot of Arab women in Qatari women, right, have surgery?
That is just across, whenever I see the Arab women, any country in general, when they get older, they like to do that surgery thing. You know how and the European girls be doing this lip filler stuff like that. I would dare say the Arabs are a little worse. That's if you're in America, if you're in Doha, if you're anywhere. I just seen when they get to their 30s and 40s, they think they're deteriorating fast. Nah, age gracefully, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's always been a pet peeve of mine. But here, you're good. You're good. Most of young women, they look natural. They look good. It's just like I look at the aunties. You know how you're judging the next step over.
Yeah.
It starts deteriorating. I'm like, nah, they lean on the surgery. I'm like, don't do that, bro. Because I get it. They got money, so they can afford to do that. Don't do that, bro. I don't like that. I don't know how you gentlemen are, but I like my women naturally. You know what I mean? Age gracefully with me, bro. Beauty lasts long. You're giving yourself no credit. Come on, son. Just eat right, hit the gym with me. You good. I just don't like that anyway. But it's all good though.
Thanks, bro. So I'm gonna open up the phone lines, right? In a minute. You mentioned how you think the Indian women are attractive, which I'm surprised. Not really into Indian women myself, but I find that interesting. What about Japanese women out there, Koreans? Are they out there, bro?
I will say that the demographic that's missing the most is the East Asians. I have not yet ran into any. Everybody else here, though, that's a good question. I love them too. Don't get me wrong, because my sister just got back from Japan. But yeah, that's right. Yeah, good question. I have not seen them over here. Everybody, West Asians, yes. East Asians, no. No Vietnamese, no Japanese, no Korean, no. Yeah, good question. I don't know what to say on that one. There's no information on that one.
I've heard some East Asian women are joining Islam. So, but I know you have to marry 4 wives, right? So maybe you want to add a East Asian woman to the team, bro. You never know.
Listen, man, I love women, period. You know what I'm saying? The beauty of being a man is most of us love women, period. It says we black men, I'm just going to say this. We look good with everything. That's not just a fashion statement. Come on.
Thanks, bro. All right. Let me open up the phone lines. Brothers, call in. If you want to ask brother the question about Qatar. Once again, brothers who have been to Egypt and Qatar, send me a DM on IG. I'll post in the chat. There you go. If you want to come on the channel for an interview, and yeah, that'll be awesome. Okay, great stream so far, bro. Let me see if I can answer this question. So, brother, specifically in Doha, right?
Yeah.
Where do you go to find a wife? Is it through family, friend, or can you cold approach out there, brother? Do you go to the park to meet women? How does it work?
Yeah, I would say the number 1 and number 2 method. Number 1 is always going to be word of mouth. Always somebody you know. There's plenty of pretty women out here of all type of ethnicity. If you see something you like, first of all, what I would do if you come here, know what you like first. You know what I'm saying? because it's like an airport out here. So if you like Indonesian, if you like Indian, if you like European, if you like Arab, just come with what you want. Then go to your friends that are in that ethnic group. They'll put you on to something. The next best way to do it is go to the mall. You'll always see them over there. There's so many malls out here. It's almost oversaturated. There's plenty of malls. Go to the parks. Try the water activities. In the wintertime when everybody's outside, go outside. Because in the summer, most people's inside because it's just too high. 120 degrees, you can't do much with that. They're in the house. But go to the water parks, go to the malls, the top two places to be, the parks, be outside and talk to your people. Talking to your people is number one, though. Because it is, especially with a conservative place, if you're trying to infiltrate a conservative place, you need to have some intelligence. You need to have a network that you can trust. And if you don't have one, you need to find one. It's not hard. Go to the bus stop, start up a conversation. You know what I mean? Got your job, start a conversation. If you just go around your hotel radius, like I said, there's enough communities just in your 5-10 minute walking radius to find all ethnicities in one spot. So that's repeated throughout the city. Just be outside, pretty much. Talk to people.
So, brother, for
my introverts, that might be a little hard, but you're gonna have to get out yourself, my brother. You gotta get out your shit.
Can you like literally call the posh woman, brother, and say, "Hey, I think you look beautiful. I think you look great" in Qatar?
Yeah, but they're gonna ask you if you're serious about them. It's gonna get serious quick. Remember everything I said previously, and I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is a wife shopping, serious thing, because the family will get involved pretty quick, and they're gonna take you serious, because they expect the best of you. But if you're ready for that, of course you can cold approach.
Wow. Okay. But that's even cold approach an Arabic woman as well.
Yeah, man. They just because they're hard to get at if you find them doesn't mean they're not gonna talk to you. Of course, man. You just gotta just like the Europeans and the Africans and the Arabs, when you see them, get at them, fam. You know what I mean? Don't wait.
Awesome, bro. Now, okay, this is great intel, bro. This is fantastic. So, any callers want to call in? We don't have much Qatari streams. But I'm sure we'll get the brother back in 6 months for a nice full update about life in Qatar. But calling brothers is going to ask brothers. Fantastic, bro. Let me see what can I ask here in terms of
anything you personally want to know, or
yeah, I'm trying to see here. Let me see. So brother, you would say it's a society where it's for families, right? Yeah, families can. Okay, and there's no liberal agenda there. No rainbow stuff, no Western stuff. Good.
When the World Cup came out here 2 years ago, they were famous for shutting down. No alcohol, none of that half naked stuff in the street, none of that public affection. Y'all got to chill out. That made a big international stir, but they held the line. They did. They're famous for that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it was in Qatar. Yeah, the World Cup, and they were like no agenda stuff. Yeah, Qatar. Good job. Good job.
Everybody in the university was so proud, like, yo, finally, and it would happen to be the safest World Cup in the last 20 years. Plus, they got more conversions to Islam in the first week than their record in any country. I mean, the results speak for themselves, cuz.
Facts.
Yeah.
Ozzy, can you delete that off the chat? I don't want that symbol in my chat. Remove that, Ozzy. Jam, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll, please? Yeah, Jam, you are confirmed. Thank you, bro. Camera off. Let me bring in Jam in the background. What's going on, Jam? How you doing, bruv?
Well, just working. I got stream early, man. I didn't expect you. I was like, wow, I be streaming right. I don't know. You've been putting a lot of work this month, man. But
thank you, bro.
Yeah, but I got a little bit of intel because I did a layover in Qatar for 4 days. When you go on Qatar Airlines, you have the option of staying in Qatar for free for a couple of days. Qatar does it. I think Turkish Airlines also do it as well. But yes, I went there for 4 days. Right, went to Doha, and it's a pretty up there city. Like I was actually really surprised with how like modern it was. You know what I mean? I went there actually when I was going to Thailand in February of this year. Most of what this brother said is facts, but the one thing I had an issue with a bit was the food. I want to get your take on the food, man. Like, how's the food over there for you? Because for me, I got special diets. For me, it was a little bit more difficult, but for regular people, right? Well, how would you say the food was there?
Regular people is pretty healthy and stuff like that. A special diet, please clarify. Like, athlete's diet, or you The medical thing.
I don't eat meat, so things like
Oh,
that. Yeah, I
okay.
don't eat
Well,
meat.
I will say for all the audience, in a Muslim country, just in general, not just Qatar, it is, heavy on kebab, heavy on the beef, they're heavy on meat, rice, potatoes, stuff like that. And, vegetables is kind of, you got to hunt for them. They out here, but you got to get your vegetables. So, yeah, if you like meat, if you're a pro meat eater and stuff like that, you're going to have plenty of food. If you like my brother here who doesn't eat meat, it's going to be a little more challenging. Most you're going to eat is rice, bread, and, have to have some vegetables. Other than that, it's still good. It's just, I see you have to fight a little harder. I agree with that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, man, because you got a lot of energy, man. I like your vibe, man. But you look like a young brother, right? Like definitely under 30, I'm assuming, right? Yeah. So I just wanted, right, because you're what?
29. I'm about to be 30 in June.
Oh wow, yeah, you look young, man. I would have never even guessed that. But yeah. Well, black don't crack, man. But what I was gonna say was that in Qatar, because I didn't do any, when I was in that Muslim country, I was just there to sightsee. Like I knew I wasn't trying to get into any foolishness. I didn't want to take any risks out there, right? But you're still relatively young. I mean, I'm not sure. Are you looking for a wife right now? I know you're working out there. Oh, you are? Yeah. Okay, all right. So you're thinking about, okay, so that makes sense. Because I was going to ask, I'm like, this is a country for people who are, because there's no real, at least from what you explained, there's really no dating. Like right here, like it gets serious pretty quickly.
I've seen, yeah, it's serious. I've seen girlfriends and boyfriend couples. Don't get me wrong, like in the malls and all that. But it's serious thing. You know what I mean? After about a week or two, mom and dad gonna get asked questions. Your parents gonna get involved. Their parents gonna get. It's really moving toward marriage type of thing. That's really what it is. And that's I've seen all ethnicity types, all type of mixes. European with African. I've seen black with Indonesia. I've seen it all. But it's always a serious thing. You can tell. And sometimes you see the families with each other. Walking together. But yeah, if you're looking for that, that's what this is. If you're looking to date, you probably need to holler international passport, hop to some other places. Do have your fun and come back over here when you're talking about marriage.
So are you really considering a wife out there? Just wondering, like, are you considering staying there? In the long term?
Absolutely. If I could stay out here and get my citizenship, I would. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be honest, man, passport, bro, I'm kind of on the expat thing because I know for my older gentleman, I don't know how old you are, brother, but for the younger gentlemen, my generation, especially coming from the States, the article was put out in March that we're the first generation that cannot afford to build a house. We can't afford food, living, anything. Like even with an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, it's just not going to be enough. If you have your own business, you're a plumber, electrician, the cost of living is so high that all my siblings are in different countries. My sister in Japan, I'm here, my dad in Ghana. We looking for a way out. So the long-term plan is to get out of there. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I wouldn't mind getting married out here, switch the citizenship, and that'd be done with that.
And what do you do in IT specifically? Let me ask you.
Oh, I'm a civil engineer. I'm not. I said that at the beginning of the stream, but I'm a civil engineer. I work for the embassy right now. So I'm a diplomat working with the military contract construction.
Hold on, Jan. Shout out to Mr. Cello Tomas for the support. He says here for you, bro. Can you still marry without converting to Islam?
Of course. Now, the thing is, you got to find a woman who's going to marry who's not Muslim. Because the Muslim women, especially their family, especially the fathers and everything, are going to want you to be Muslim. That's going to come with it, come with the territory. If you was trying to marry into a Christian household and a mom and papa was Christian, they're going to want you to be Christian. There are non-Muslims out here, but it's a minority. You're going to have to headhunt. You're really going to have to headhunt. But long story short, yes, but it's going to be more difficult. If you were going to Spain, that'd be a layup shot for you, no problem. But if you're coming over here, 90% of the population is Muslim. I mean, you're shooting for 1 in 10 at that point.
Yeah, I can answer that because I grew up in a Muslim household. Yeah, if you're marrying a Muslim woman, you're gonna like pretty much 99% of the time, if they're serious, you have to convert to Islam. They're not gonna marry you off to someone who's not, Islamic. Now, as a Muslim, you can marry someone who's not Muslim, right? As a man, right? Like if you're getting a second wife or something like that, you can marry a Christian woman, stuff like that. But no Muslim man is going to give his daughter to you knowing they're not Muslim. So I would say no, unless you're finding someone who's not Muslim, or they just very liberal and they don't, but this is Qatar we're talking about. This is not, so I'm assuming no.
Yeah, the same thing that brother was saying. We're saying the same thing 2 different ways. It's just you got to find somebody who's non-Muslim, or you got to be Muslim. It's just that you shooting for at least 1 in 10, maybe 95 to 5% chance out of 100. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, bro.
And that's why, like, I'm not against brothers converting to Islam to marry, because I just feel like Islam has more wifey women than any other groups of women. I think they're holding the fort down so far. You don't really see show me the equivalence of Lily Phillips in the Islam world, right? You know, that 3 or 4 who banged 100 guys in one day. I wants to bang 1,000 guys in one day.
And you know, the only thing we had was Mia Khalifa, and look what happened to her. She got buried, banned, citizenship destroyed. Like they don't want her coming back to the country. Like you see, like we come down on that. The reason Islam is holding down the fort, really. And when I've been Muslim my whole life, but I respect it is because there's consequences. Even for the ladies, you can't, you're not gonna misrepresent the country. If you try to be that lady you just mentioned in Qatar, they would not only deport you, they will make it public to make an example for anybody else coming through the airport. You do this, you're gonna be front page all over this. They'll ban you in Dubai, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi simultaneous. You're not coming through this region no more. Like you can't even have a layover over here no more. That's how it's gonna be, man. So you know, we hold down the fort because of consequences, which I love and I respect.
Facts, man. And yeah, I think you do what you got to do. If you have to convert, I think especially in a world where it's becoming less, there's the quality of wives are becoming less every year. And if you need to convert to Islam to get a virgin, low body count chick that is a good woman, I consider it. You know, consider it because it's not going to get easier in the next 5-10 years time with the liberal agenda being pushed throughout the world. Any other questions, Jam?
No, I was going to second what you said about Islam. Like, I think Islam is the future. You know, I mean, and I'm not just saying it because I was raised in an Islamic household. I was actually raised Christian, even though my parents were Muslim. So, you know, I was raised reading the Bible. Like, I know the front to back, all that stuff. But I just think Islam is the future because they're the only ones who are actually holding down the fort when it comes to this degenerate. You know what I mean? You just don't. Unfortunately, Christian is just essentially tied to liberalism. When I hear someone say they're Christian, I don't even know what that means anymore. You know what I mean? When you hear someone that they're Muslim, you usually see, right, that they subscribe to a certain set of values and they hold to that, right? And they try to stick to that. You know, you see they're Muslim, they're going to practice Ramadan and all that stuff. You know, when they say they're Christian, it's like, I wouldn't have known you were Christian unless you told me. Like, watching the way you live would never have given me that impression. So I really do think, you know, I really do think Islam is the future.
How did you so you grew up in a Muslim household but you're a Christian? How did that work?
So long story short, both my parents Muslim, but my godmother was Christian, and when they came to the States, you know, they were going through, they were just essentially working their entire time, and the way they see it, like, we have this whole like, if you know about Islam, right, they believe in the God of the books. They just believe that the Quran is the last, final, and correct book. You know what I mean? So they were okay with me learning, right, about the Bible, like, you know, as long as I believed in God. But then, you know, because at the time they weren't going to the mosque. My dad was still praying, but they didn't have an easy mosque place to go to because this is way back early on. Now there's a lot more mosques like that. So they were just okay with me going and taking me there because they wanted me to have structure. But then I became a really hardcore Christian, and I guess they didn't necessarily like that. So that's kind of how it happened. It was through my godmother. So even though both my parents were Muslim, they were okay with my godmother taking me to the church.
If I may add to the brother's comments, like talking about earlier that super chat you got, my mother was Christian because I come from Cameroon. It's like 70% Christian, 30% Muslim. My mom was Christian. My dad was Muslim. So she converted when she met my dad. So I got half of my family tree is Christian, half my family is Muslim. So I understand that, you know. And for all my Christian brothers and sisters, we are your brothers and your sisters. We are. But just like he was saying, the difference between Christianity and Islam is what's executed. The Bible, a lot of the things in the Bible, you align with the Quran, 95%. You're supposed to execute. You know, Christians are supposed to fast out of the year. You know that? How many Christians know that? But how many Christians do that? Come on, son. Like, you know, you're not supposed to, like, the God says arrogance is not regretted, you know, whoredom is not next to the Lord, cleanliness is next to the Lord. All that stuff in the Bible, you're supposed to execute. You know, for Islam, we're not perfect either, but we do more executing. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to do that, you know.
I agree with that. I definitely agree. Hold on, bro. Shout out to Mr. Dre788 for the support. How do they feel about nerdy, geeky brothers? Are there women in Qatar who are into that?
No, they just think you a man. First of all, that nerdy, geeky thing, that's not even a thing that's out here. I never heard that insult thrown around. They're going to love you. If they rock with you, they rock with you. They don't care about that. Most of the people who are out here, by the way, are engineers, IT, law, computer science. Like the nerds and geeks, that's just considered regular stuff. you actually, if you don't got some intelligence, they gonna look down on you like that. The women are gonna outpace you. You know, they don't even talk in those terms. You good out here, bro. Trust me.
Facts,
Yes,
man. Go on, bro. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say this is exactly how I know he just had not interacted with these type of people, because that I just second what this guy says. Like that's exactly that type of lingo doesn't even exist over here. Like that is some first world, like degen American type stuff. Like that does not exist over there. They don't look for, oh, does he got abs, or is he like Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, Ray? That doesn't exist over there, right? They want you to make sure they want to know, they make sure that you're a man of the faith, right? You'll provide and you'll be there. You'll be loyal. That's really the number one thing. Right, everything else comes secondary. Like all that stuff that you're saying, like that's not even a thing, dude. They don't even allow you to like look at the woman until like you know. I mean, these are things that is just they don't exist like that over there. You know, so a long story short, what that guy's question is like, dude, if you go over there, you're gonna know because I'm talking about. That's just not a concept in those areas.
So please clean that from your mind. And to expand what he's saying, to what Mr. International Passport, the reason the International Passport does these shows, how many countries even concerned with that? That, like you said, that's a Western first problem. If you're in Japan, they're not talking to you like that. If you're in Spain, they're not talking to you like that. If you're in Qatar, they're not talking to you like that. Why? That is a problem. We invented a problem. You understand? That's how backwards the Western society is. And it's why passport bros exist and why we need to get out of that. They don't talk to you like that. So please, stop talking to yourself like that. You a king, bro. Forget that. Forget that. You're good.
Facts, man. Just showed you how far the West is falling, man. And that's why y'all got to start making headway about, okay, what's your future plan to get out of the West? Income, you know, career, investing. This is very important, man. You wanna be able to move around the world as a global citizen with options, man. Because I would hate to be tied down in the West, man. I'd hate to wake up every day and accept that, this is the country I have to be in my whole life. America, UK, I can't go anywhere. I've got to date the woman. I've got to marry them. F no. Hell
my
no.
bosses have been out here on average of 17 years each plus. So my boss 30. They not trying to come back, and they old people. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to come back. Shoot, that sold it for me. Come back for what? You hated. You can't afford to live. You get a broken leg. Unlike UK, US, you can't afford nothing. The health insurance is in the taxes. You break a leg, you can't afford nothing. The women are all, you got body count, triple digit. Why? Come back for what? Nah, bro.
Dude, facts, man. Facts about that, man. I make really good money, man. I had to go to the hospital one time, bro, without insurance. I got hit with a $5,500 bill. $5,500 bill. I'm like, are you serious? So if you get sick one time in America, bro, you go bankrupt. It's ridiculous, bro.
The ambulances, the Uber and Lyft put out a policy in an announcement on 2020. Stop using the ambulances and Lyfts for serious injuries and pregnancy because nobody can afford the ambulance. I'm messing them up with the Ubers, right? Because the ambulance is no longer in your copay. They changed that law. Ambulance will cost you anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You ain't been treated yet, son. You better call your homie to pick you up to the hospital than calling the ambulance. And then you got to pay the hospital housing fee, bro. And like you said, 5 figures. You get sick once. You get injured once. You out of there. You made all this money. You took an IT course with Mr. Passport. You got your money up. You got your establishment. One injury and you out of there. What? Come back for what, son?
Brother, tell me about medical in Qatar, brother. Is it free? And is it free or is it insurance? But it's a very cheap insurance. You won't break the bank.
Insurance is bottom line. Almost checkups and stuff. That stuff is free. Like your yearly checkup, that's nothing. Like any ethnic, even with the class thing, any class you out here in Qatar, healthcare going to take care of you, man. You're gonna have to win out. If it's not an emergency, you'll get straight to you. If it's not an emergency, you're gonna have a long line. But it's free. It's free, almost nice. If you have to pay, it's only if you have to pay a specialist. Like if you need to get your eye or you need to get your ear or some specialist stuff, you have to pay. But even that's inexpensive for the average. Bro, it's a no-brainer. My bosses all changed from their U.S. policy to their Qatari policy. That's how I know this stuff is good. And they got better doctors. Most people, I don't know how the other brother feels, but I work in construction, right? Most construction workers now in the U.S. get their dental work and their medical work done, specialist work done out here or in Turkey. They not staying in the state. Nobody can afford that. Just getting a checkup will bankrupt you. Imagine if you had to actually get your eye done. You actually had to get your ear done. Whoo, you out of there, boy. Your grandkids gonna be in debt. So rather than that, flip that, come out to Qatar, come to Turkey. There's a whole community of people that just get their medical done out here. Coming
Amazing.
from UK, US. Mm-hmm.
But let me read this PayPal donation. Shout out to DJ CVR for the PayPal donation. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. Hey, IP. Been listening for 2 years. I'm 39. Sorry, male 29 or 39, and about to stamp my US passport to BVI. BVI. I don't know what BVI is. Can you do more videos on Anglophonic countries for those of us who are not interested in picking up another language? Yeah, that's fine, bro. I'll do what I can. Thank you, DJ, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Awesome stream so far. If you want to call in, we have around 25 minutes left. If we can do 25 minutes, so we'll end it early. If no new callers in a couple minutes, we want to thank the brother for his time so far. Any other questions you got, Jam?
Yeah, can we speak a little bit more about Islam in particular? Because like I said, I was raised Christian, right? Like I know, I can literally recite all the books right now, but you know, I'm agnostic. Like I believe when you die, that's it. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? However, I can live, right? If I'm gonna like have kids, I'm raising them to be Muslim. But that's where I'm leading at today because I'm noticing just looking like from a bird's eye view, like no agenda, right? No bias. I just believe Islam is just a better religion for several reasons, right? We already talked about how they are, you know, they live better, right, than the Christians. Right? The Christians teach all this forgiveness stuff. So essentially, you could be as debaucherous as possible, and you can't judge me. Only God can judge me. Like, where do you hear that? That's from Christians. You never hear a Muslim say that, right? You just hear Christians. You can't. Only God can judge me. I can do this. Only God. That type of stuff, right? The second thing I don't like about Christianity, right, is, and this is especially for brothers, right? Now I know this ain't the case, but this is what we see, right? You look at Christianity, right? You see how they depict Jesus. What does Jesus look like?
White, blonde hair, blue-eyed, which is not true. Yep.
But we see that, so we're praying to. It's like praying to like that's what we see every single time. I mean, it's like it honestly sickens me to see brothers like us, right? See a white man and pray to him like he's our savior, and it's like especially knowing how we convert because we had our own religions. It's not like we were raised believing it. We had our own religion, and then something happened. I mean, we get into it, but something happened, and now you have these people praying to a picture of a white man, and it's like, dude, you don't see anything wrong with that. Look, I don't want to come in people's, face and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm agnostic, right? You do, you do whatever, right? If it works for you. But it's like to see that, just to look at that, to see brothers looking at that. See, in the Quran, right? They don't allow any depictions of the Prophet Muhammad. You can't draw, right? There was an issue with South Park. If you know what happened, I'm just gonna leave it there. But if you know, you know, right?
That's any prophet, by the way. You're not supposed to pick any of them because it's the idea. It's not the face that you're supposed to worship, right? None of that.
Correct. But I like that because it allows for no division, right? It's actually a unity religion. In fact, it's the reason why, Malcolm X, if you know about him, he became a lot more accepting of all culture because he was against he was against the Caucasians, right? And he later on became more accepting because he started to see how it worked in Islam, how there was no racial divisions in Islam, especially when he went to Mecca, right? But like when you have Christianity and you have a picture of a white man that you're praying to every day, there's no way you can tell me that there's no psychological effect to that, where you feel like you feel in fear. Like there's no way you can tell me that. So just the fact that they actually preach, right? They do judge, right? Because God never said you couldn't judge, right? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be the ultimate arbiter, but he's told you the laws for a reason. So obviously you can judge, right? If you're not practicing his teachings, you're not going for his laws. Obviously that's an issue. Right. And unfortunately, Christians don't subscribe to it. They just live and let live. And you in IP, you put this in many streams. So I know because we go to these churches, right? They don't even preach this stuff. They preach prosperity preaching, where they preach give me money and things will work out for you. This is never taught. This was never said in any of the in the Bible, in the Quran. This is not said. But this is what they say to get money. It's all money now for them.
And may I add to that, to what the brothers on a great spiel, I'm with you all the way. I have to say this. That don't judge me thing is the reason civilization is crumbling. We make decisions every day. You make a judgment to go across the street. What you mean don't judge me? You want to get hit by that truck? You better make a judgment. We make a judgment every day. What people don't want to get judged, they're missing the word. Condemnation is different. You don't want to get condemned. That's God's word. But judge, absolutely. If you try to steal me, why would I have you in my house? Huh? Don't judge me, bro. What you mean? You a whore. Why would I put you in my house? That's my
Facts.
bad. I didn't grant. That's very passionate to me. I hate that don't judge nonsense beyond Christianity and Islam. What is you talking about? I have to make a judgment out of you. That's how I survive. My dad told me anybody trying to turn off your judgment is your enemy. That martial arts, they'll tell you that. First person lose their judgment gonna lose the match. Don't tell me not to judge anything. I must. I'm judging myself.
Yeah,
I must.
you have to,
Golly.
bro. You have to judge. You got to judge the woman you're dealing with. You got to judge every aspect of your life, your friends. You got to judge the good and bad situations. I definitely agree. It's but as you know, the West is full of low IQ people. Shout out to Salo Chimas for the support. I'm raised from Haitian American background. I want to find remote work in Florida. It sucks out here. Even the Haitian women are toxic. The US is not it, bro. We told you the deal. Get into IT, right? Get those certs, okay? And then get a remote job, right? Or get a job in a company that has offices all around the world. Once you've worked in America for a bit, request for international transfer. Make sure you're investing in certain assets while you're in the West, because the West, although it's horrible socially, the West assets do grow and it's very powerful. As you know, American companies, real estate, etc., etc. That's a game right now, okay? You need to execute that game, and that's how you're going to get out of the West, okay? But you got to be patient and you have to work towards your goal. Don't date Western women. Don't marry them. Don't even smash them. Stay on your purpose, right? And you'll be out before you even know it, bro. Okay?
Yeah, man.
Because 2025, we ain't playing no games. That's our year.
And I will say this. I'm most pleased with what work of International Passport and so many brothers like him. We're seeing that the women are feeling it now. Men are not playing games. I'm so proud because I'm an ex-teacher, right? I teach mathematics and stuff. I'm so proud of these young men. They're waking up. They're prioritizing their businesses, their trades, their investment. They're staying away from whore women. Good women will come back if we keep this pressure up. So we must keep this pressure up. Get your IT cert. Get your certification. Get out while you can before they close the border up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get crazy. Because once the women make too much noise, everybody gonna be like, okay, we need to keep the men here. Listen, man, you need to get out while you still can. Trust me. I'm not saying that just to scare anybody or anything, but I deal with the Air Force and military. A lot of stuff comes across my desk I can't say. They about to lock the border up. Get out, son. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go, man. And you know what? Like, what's my other point? Like, I've lost it. But women. If you notice that women don't even invest. Women don't make their money work for them. Women are always spending money on looking good, makeup, jewelry, keeping up the Jones appearances. They're not thinking about 5 years, 10 years from now. Women don't invest in crypto, in stocks. They're not thinking like that. It's men that do that. So
you know why that is, right? You know why that is.
Sorry, bro. So hold on, bro. Particularly Western women, they don't do that, bro. They don't make the money work for them. It's mostly men who are in these markets. So why work hard your whole life, right? Then invest in the right assets, right? And then bring a Western woman in your life and spend money on her that has a high body count, that's been ran through on college campuses. Because we know what happens in those universities when they're in the college dorms, a bunch of dudes coming through and smashing them. Being 304s, attitudes. Hell no. You take your investments, you go abroad, and you meet the right woman, bro.
Right.
So women don't do these things, bro. They don't invest. They don't think about the stock market, crypto, real estate. They don't really care about that, bro. They don't. What they care about is getting a cushy office job, spend money on BS, and expect a man to save them when they're 45 or 35 or 30. F that ish, bro. F that.
They
F no.
Not looking good, bro. I want to say what this other man is saying. I know that we as men, we're logical creatures. So we think like this. We have to be thorough. It's our job. We're designed by God to do that. Look, it's one thing if a woman doesn't do that, but I hate the women being liability. For all women, any women in the chat is 0.2% of IP's audience. We not doing that no more. I am so proud of the young men who are actually prioritizing themselves and saying they got new lingo now, new TikTok lingo, but they're on the same stuff we are. We must hold the line because it's the only way the world's going to change. We start with ourselves. Get out. Gentlemen, you don't owe nobody nothing. I love the fact that the narrative is changing. I love the fact that everybody's like, oh, men are prioritizing their health, their mental, their investment, all that type of stuff. Keep that up. The only way this changes with us going into 2025 is next decade, for real. I'm proud of everybody. We love y'all. Keep that up. Keep listening to IP. Keep listening to everybody. I'm going to let the brother speak. My bad.
So go on, Jam.
No, I mean, I think you said it. Like I said, you know why they do that, and you said at the end of your speech, so you were right to cut me off because you were. I mean, actually, you were right to continue because you were right. Well, I was going to say that they expect you to save them. That's why. Like we know no one's coming to save us. So if you don't make it out in the mud yourself, right, it's over for you. You know, that's so we as men we know that. So that's why we have to plan for the future. But these women expect someone to save them. That's why they don't do this stuff. That's why they don't invest. That's why they don't plan for the future. That's why they don't think about tomorrow. That's why they spend all their money today because they expect you, right, to be out there tomorrow. But this is what I had with some of my family. So my family just turned 40, right? You know, she's talking to me. She's like, "Oh, I thought I could get this." I'm like, "Oh yeah, those days are over." See, when she was in her 20s, she was seeing women successfully do this. Women successfully party it out, and then when they hit 35, 40, right, get some chump to take care of them right after the party is over. So she thought she could do the same thing, but it's 2024. You know what I'm saying? Men have wising up to the game, right? Platforms like yourself allow men to see right their worth, right, and to maneuver differently. And I agree with this, man. Like I got this. As soon as I found out by IP Stream, I've been listening to IP Stream for the past year and a half. I got it immediately. I think within 6 months of me listening to your stream, I moved out the States. I was just in Florida. I was just in Miami. Now I'm in Rio.
Yeah.
So and one thing I wanted to add, this is what you said before, like way beforehand. One thing I want to add, the other thing I also like about these Muslim countries, right, is that they're hard on crime. I love that because another thing that's bad for our image, right, is when you have all these soft on crime people and you allow these these our brothers, right, to do these crimes and then they portray it on the media, they portray it on the news, and it makes us look bad. You know what I mean? So now you're walking in the store, you're getting followed. It's like, look, I've never stolen anything in my life. I don't have a record. I have none of this stuff. But because of what this portrays, like, I want that guy to be punished too. Right? I don't like that. I mean, when I came back to the States for 2 weeks, right, to buy some stuff, right? I went to go and buy a quick SIM card, for the 2 weeks I was here in the States. Mm-hmm. And they just got robbed by like these two teenage black kids. And I'm coming in and I'm like, and I literally said, you should show me the video. I'm like, yo, this hurts me because I come in there, they're going to think, I don't want that. I want them to be hard on crime too, because the harder they are on crime, this is the reason why you don't see the stuff in Islam, right? They try to push this stuff. You saw what happened with Qatar. Look, if you know about Qatar, where you said the World Cup, if you know, right, there was a little movement that they try to pull, right? If you know, look it up. That's all I'm going to say. But if you know, there's a reason why if you haven't heard of it, there's a reason why you probably haven't heard of it, because they made sure you didn't hear of it in Qatar,
right?
And that's what I like.
And to make an example of this is so important too. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I love being a black man, but I don't like these ratchet black brothers either. I hate to use I'm not going to use the N-word on the stream. But you know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a black man and a black N. These brothers are going to get me in trouble too. Like, because let's think about it. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. One of the first things he said, last thing in the interviews he said was, you look for yourself across town. That's who you attack. If my white friends go by, they're gonna treat him all right. He's just a white brother. But they see me as the ops. These youngsters are on demon time for real. Believe them when they say it. I used to teach these kids, right? 12 years old, they think they got to be in a gang before they get a job. They're gonna crash out on you before anything else. I'm like, dude, you got the internet, there's a million ways to make money. Why do you think you need to sell drugs like these rappers? You don't. Please. Why? They will disagree. They're so emotionally unstable because the single mothers keep reinforcing it that they'll crash out with you for even disagreeing with them. If I was teaching math, if I say 2 + 2 is 4 and they say 2 + 2 is 5 and a gang agree it's 5, they're going to kill me.
Yeah, real quick, just different language, man, for the string.
Okay.
Right?
Sorry.
Word.
Okay. I can't even say the K word, my bad, y'all.
Keep it PG, bro, please.
Sorry, bro. But it's crazy. But yeah,
I agree with you, man. But the thing is, I think, and this is, I've said this before, and I think you can vouch for me on this. I mean, you tell me if you agree. I'm not trying to like over the pond, right? But in the States, they act like this. And look, I said this before. I've acted like this, man. I had to change, but I act like this because that's what the women reward. If you're square, they don't reward. Like, you know that. If you're square, you don't get rewarded like that, man. I was a square, then I changed to be exactly how they liked, and I was doing well. And then it literally, dude, it came to a point, I was starting making money, right? I finally got an IT software engineer where I was making really good money. You look at my place, I got technology authorizing, right? Looking like Theo out here with a bunch of like different, what's it called, AirPods and all the different colors. They're going through and they're assuming, I'm doing it because it's of the substance money. If you know what I'm saying, I'm a pharmaceutical. So I'm a pharmaceutical. I'm a pharmacist, right? That's what they're thinking. Right, and they're looking at me like, "Oh, that's great." The second they found out I made the money legitimately, I can literally feel their interest for me go down. And then not only that, They started looking at me like I'm lick. So I'm like, yo, I'm making the money legitimately. And it's a problem. But when you thought I was making it illegitimately, you were all into it. That's literally what they reward. So that's what the men do, right? The men, they want to get, obviously men are driven by women. They want to get women, and they see what the women reward, and they imitate that behavior. That's really what happens. I mean, I've done it. I've been unfortunately, I can't even pretend like I've been a proponent of that.
Yeah, and ladies,
I've done that too.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, sorry, you can't go on, bro.
No, I was gonna say, ladies, you all gonna need this because it's about to get cold out here. I'm with them on this. I was a square too. I was homeschooled. I like math. You know that. What you think they're gonna say to me? All type of insults. Like I'm getting no play whatsoever. See, my man down here, he had the courage to actually try to adapt. I was never built like that. I could never had the sauce like that. I mean, I had a different type of sauce. I did modeling and stuff, but I could never do that. You know what I'm saying? So I kept my virginity a long time because it was a long road. You know what I'm saying? It just was. But I'm happy where I'm at now. They asking for visits. I'm over here. We good.
Facts, man. I pick a lot of dudes, man. I pick a lot of like black dudes, black men, black boys are losing their lives and their futures emulating gangsters because that's what a lot of women reward, and that's a shame. But I guarantee that's what happened in Qatar. Qatar women are not rewarding that kind of nonsense, and it's something that we have discussed in the black community, but they won't discuss it. The black community runs away from the real problems. Like if I was a famous guy, right? Let's say I was a famous actor or something, right? And I said that rap music is a problem to young black minds, saying the N-word, right, in TV shows and music, right, and just saying that repeatedly is a problem, right? The flipping mainstream media will come at me. I remember it happened to the Bill guy. I thought his last name Bill something. He said something about, hey, pull up your pants. Pull up your pants. You're looking like idiots. And then the black community turned on him. Literally, bro. Like I don't know. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, and it was weird. I'm like, come on, man. He's speaking sense. Show me Arabs sagging their pants. Show me Chinese sagging their pants. Show me Arabs sagging their pants. Come on, man. Come on, bruv. And a lot of we have to blame BWs for the problem. Because BWs love thuggish black dudes. They love it, bruv.
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But he said 70% of single parent households in the black community, that's the real epidemic. Forget COVID-19. That's the real problem right there. So anyway, he said, 60% of us are single and childless. So they're having sex with the same men. And most of us, the good brothers, we not getting no action. Like what the brother said and confirmed his story, your story, my story. It's an unsympathetic thing. And again, the women are like, oh, we can't blame the women. Yes, we can. There's no men left in the community. Most of us are leaving the country anyway. Like, in the next 10 years, there's going to be none of us left. And I love being a black man, but as a young black man, let me just say this. We've reached a tipping point where we have 2 generations of kids raising kids and there's no fathers in sight. It's going to destroy itself before it gets any better. I hate to be that grim, but everybody else who's capable, get out while you still can, because it's going to get ugly, bro. The fallout is going to extinguish itself. It's not sustainable that way. When you have 2 generations, that's a vertical where nobody can see any guidance. It's over. We can do all the talking we want. The young men haven't seen any real men. The women have run the men off. It's over, bro. And I'm not trying to be grim. We got to accept the truth and we can operate off that, but we got to accept it first, bro. This whole thing on self-destruct. Passport bros, get out. That's your flight ticket, man. IT, learn that on the fly, get established, get the real, like my brother said, get to Qatar with me. I would love to have some company, but all the good, sensible brothers who can hear us, please continue to develop yourself, save yourself first. That's it.
Facts, man. You ain't got to be a gangster. You can do things right. Study, get the IT certs, stay focused, stay in the path, keep yourself busy. There's no issue with watching anime, reading manga, doing nerdy things to keep you occupied, keep you busy. I mean, come on, like you have to start thinking about what really matters, your future, and doing criminal stuff like these, like BWs want you to do, is not the way forward, man. Honestly, like we have to just call them out for it, because a lot of dudes are losing their futures because they're trying to crash out for low IQ women. Not me, no. not me, no. Never.
I was gonna say I slightly disagree with that. Like, I mean, maybe call them out online, But in terms of like in person, right? Like I'm with my man's over here, and you said it before, it's over, right? You know what I mean? Like get your passports, leave, let them like it's a cesspool. It's like what is it? It's like what's the Bible thing? I forgot with Lot when he had to leave. Sodom and
Yeah.
Gomorrah. It's Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
It's over,
Yep.
right? It's
Yep.
it's like you ain't saving that. Right, we need the flood, wash it over, come back, start anew. It's not. It's over. Right. This, if you think things are going to turn around, it ain't gonna be that way. So get
I'll
out,
put it
save yourself. Yeah, go
in.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'll put it in a civil engineering construction term. When a building is too far gone, you condemn the building, you demo the building and build it again. It's cheaper to do that than to try and bring it back from condemnation. It just is. The Black community, as much as I love us, as a whole, has gotten to the point where the building got too many holes in it, demo it, get it back up. And the way we build it back up is we go to other countries, we go to other citizenships, we build with other people, we build with each other, we get out of that condemned building. That's it. Most people, the fire department will tell you, shut it down, tape it off, bomb squad come in, demo the place, build it up again. It's that simple. It really is. It really is. That's where we at. And we got, as long as we accept the truth, the better. The more, the building's only going to get more condemned the more we keep lying and putting it off. I'm just saying.
Facts. Absolute facts, man. Facts. Any callers want to call in? We got 5 more minutes. It's getting late over there in Qatar. We're conscious of the brother's time. We've got 5 more minutes. We're going to call in and ask the brother questions. Now's the time. Jam, do you have any last few questions, Jam, before we end this? Go to end of the stream.
Yeah, brother, you mind putting down your info right in the private chat, man? Yeah, I want to connect with you. Yeah, further.
Like YouTube or Instagram. What do you want?
Yeah, wherever I can contact you. I mean, I don't have an Insta. I gotta create one. I really do. Like, there's one brother was supposed to. Yeah,
I know that's a
there was
young
one
man.
brother was supposed to meet up here that I never created the Instagram for. I forgot. I was like, IP, do you still have his? I'll email you. Okay, there you go.
Okay, let me see. I will put my Instagram there. That's the only social media I have is Instagram. I'm trying to get off social media, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting older. But, you know, that's the only thing I do for my stuff. But yeah, that's how IP reach out to me. So here we go. It's my Instagram. I have a YouTube channel and stuff. I haven't been live on YouTube in a minute. It's been a couple of years since I've been active on YouTube, but I might come back when I get more time. But that's me right now. And that's my main production page. I have a production company for anybody, people that don't know, movies, everything like that, acting. There's all type of cool stuff out here. So, you know, hey, you know, and I would love to meet any of you guys who want to come to Qatar. Hey, you say, what is your name? You said again, brother?
They call me Jam out here, Jam. But I'll contact you further though. I'll probably end up going there, like, because I'm gonna fly out to Thailand next year, probably using the same Qatar Airlines. So I'll probably be over there for a couple of days in Qatar if you're still there, or like around February if you're still around.
I'm here for a year. My year contract is here with a chance to re-up, and the way it looks, I'm probably going to re-up. So, you know, yeah, I'm gonna be here. And also, like, again, that's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned Qatar Airlines. For everybody who hasn't watched, as of currently now, Qatar Airlines is number 1, 2, and 3 airline in the world. They treat you very well. The crew, my crew was so cold-blooded, all they did was head nod to each other. That's the cabin crew. So I'm just saying, as far as airlines go, Qatar is doing a bang-up job.
Oh yeah, look, what I'll say is this: if you can fly business class in Qatar Airlines, please do. I mean, it is an experience. I always fly business class whenever I'm flying Qatar. Oh my god, yeah, it's my favorite airlines. I got their, you know, I got their app, I got their freaking fly miles, I got everything. I mean, they're amazing. Yeah. They're fantastic.
I was in, look, I'm in economy class. I don't got my money ain't as long as IP and his brother right here, but I was still good. I was chilling. You know what I'm saying, bro? Look, man, I'm just saying. I've been in a lot of economies, see the airlines, I've been everywhere, but that bang up.
Yo, quick tip for you. If you ever do, well, I guess it could be for a year, but if you ever do fly Qatar Airlines again, right, and you're trying to save a little bit, right, and you don't mind flying economy, you can just get economy, right, and then sometimes they have business class seats open. The last time I flew business class, actually there was a degenerate rapper. I don't know if you know his name, Lil Pump. He was out there. Yeah, and I flew business class with him. Yeah, it was him. Apparently there's actually another rapper too, but I didn't know who he was. But Action Braxton, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I flew. Yeah.
A Qatari airline ad came on earlier today, and it was Kevin Hart in the business class on Qatar Airline. It was crazy. But like,
you'll meet a couple celebrities up there. Yeah, I got a picture with the dude, but I don't like these people. Whatever, they're degenerates. I mean, but you know, it is what it is.
Listen, look, I didn't know if y'all know, but I do rap, and I keep it clean. I keep a positive image. But as these rappers, I'm up against a lot. I really up against a lot of misrepresentation of my generation. You know what I mean? I love my people, but I'm the last generation to read books and play outside, and it shows. I hate that it shows, but these boys need to read a book. Anyway,
So you can get like a free upgrade to business class, Jam. Is that what you're saying? From economy,
No, it's
there's a
not
free.
free, but it'll be much, much less. Like, for example, when normally now, the only time I get business class, right? Because when I go to a place like Thailand, that's a 20, 25, 4-hour flight, you know what I mean? So it's a lot, you know, you know what I mean? So I'll pay for business class, but you're paying like 3-4 G's, you know what I mean? You're paying a decent amount. So, but there was one time where I flew, the first time I flew actually was the Philippines, and I didn't get business class. That's why I get business class now, because what happened was there was a seat available, right? And then I only had to pay $800 for business class as opposed to the $2,000-$3,000 I have to pay typically, right? It's like a bid, right? They'll bid for it or whatever. You know, you can actually haggle them down. So they'll say one price, you can haggle them down as long as, because I mean, it's either they don't have it, they rather get some money than nothing. You know what I mean? So they say, I remember when they told me, they said, "Oh, you can get it for $1,500. You know, normally it's this price is good." Than, you know, I haggled them down. I got it for $800. So. But I do think you should try. I mean, I know it's expensive. But you should try at least once. At the very least, it's going to encourage you. It's going to motivate you to be like, you know, I need to fly this business class every single time. You're going to see how to make the money to keep doing that. It's going to motivate you. I'm telling you, you experience that. You know, if you drink, you know, I'm not saying, look, I understand people don't drink, but if you do, unlimited drinks, you know, unlimited food service. They got a shower in the plane. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely fantastic.
But was that when you so you were in the plane already? You were sitting down in your economy seat, right? And then you asked the stewards, "Is there a free business seat?"
So what will happen? No. So what will happen is while you're waiting on the gate, right? While you're waiting for your flight, they'll announce that they still have, right? If they do, right? I mean, a lot of times they'll be bought up, but for this one, right? When I was flying, they had a seat available, and they want to get that up. So what they'll do is they'll announce if anyone wants to upgrade their seat, right, to business class, right, if it's available. They'll announce on the intercom, right, and you can go up there. And then, you know, you can actually bid, because unless someone's bidding with you, right, which I was the only one who was actually bidding, you can actually go down and they'll just take it because they rather get it some money, like a couple $100, they get nothing. So you'll get it for much, much cheaper than you'll typically get it. But you're risking not getting business class if you do that. You know what I mean? So if you don't care about flying economy, that's fine. But you know, dude, these like I said, when you fly to Asia, that's halfway across the world from where I'm at, from where I was at. Actually, still where I'm at, because I'm still in America. I'm just in South America instead of North. So, you know, at the time I didn't know because it was my first flight. And now I just can't. I can't do economy. You know what I mean, maybe economy plus. I don't know. I can't stay cramped in. I'm a big guy. I can't stay cramped in a little pod. And God forbid there's someone who's big next to me.
Brother, do you bid on the app, or you go to the office?
No, you bid in part. It's legit like some haggle. Like, you can just haggle. There'll be a dude right there, representative, right, and he's gonna try to get you to pay more. You can just bet you bid less. You're like, no, I'm sure. You know what you do is you act interested. Like, I mean, I'll tell you my strategy to get it down, because like I said, he said 1,500. I got all the way down to 800. So I was like, you know, he said, 15. He said where it would normally be, which is true, because if you go on the app, you would normally be paying like $3,000 for this. He's like, it's a great deal. And I'm like, yeah, it's a little out of my range, you know, but I'll keep that in mind for next time. And they'll be like, we actually give you 1,200, and then then we haggled down. I was like, all right, you can do 800, like, and then eventually we got down to 800 because we're getting close to flight. We're like 20 minutes from boarding, and it's like, okay, they rather sell it and get something. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if they don't sell it, then they don't get it. They're not making money on that. So, now sometimes you'll bid with other people, and then at that point you're bidding with other people, and then it can increase the price. But if you're by yourself at that time, which I was, no one else was interested, you can get it down very low. So I would recommend if you want to go ahead.
And do they take away the cost of your economy from the business seat cost, or has added to your economy cost?
It's added. So in total, like when I was flying, I think my economy ticket was like 700, and then I paid, so it was 1,500 in total. They have to stand the business class could be like 3,000, 4,000 typically. So you got it for like half off. So it is added. It is added on. But I do think everyone should try it at least once, because it will motivate you to to fly that. Like if I'm flying longer than 10 hours, I'm gonna buy business class. I'm just gonna do that. I can't do economy.
No, I did economy recently, and if you're a big guy and there's another big guy, you're fine for the armrest, and it was annoying, man. Like some people just do better. They don't want to share it. You have to fight for it, push it. Is that been your experience, Jam and Adam?
You look, I'm not, this is one of those things where I say, like, in IP, I'm just being, like, call me whatever, right? But yeah, look, as as black men, right, we have a lot of disadvantages, but we also have a couple of advantages, especially if you're a bigger guy, you go to the gym, right? No one find me for no armrest, you know what I'm saying? Like, they sit next to me, I'm getting armrest. I ain't like, you ain't fighting for that, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a dude. Maybe a chick will do that, and I'll be like, I'll act cordial, but I'll definitely assert myself. Like, they won't know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but they don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, typically I don't have that problem. But I just don't like being in a cramped space, I just like doing that. I can do it for short trips. I don't know. How long was your, I know you said you've been traveling. How long was your flight? If you let me asking IP.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so recently to Japan, I think it was like UK, I think it was like 10 hours. And there was one guy I was finding the armrest with. I'm like, yo, dude, give me some space, man. I just squish there, squish there, squish there. He was being really annoying. I nearly spazzed out and I'm like, what are you doing? You got to shut the armrest. Right. I don't know what his problem was. And I said, I was like, next time, I need to do business class, man. If I can, but it's expensive, man. Like $3,000. Like, Japan business class was like 3,800. I was like, fuck no, I ain't got that. Sorry for my language. I was like, hell no, hell no. Like 3,800, and I think that's just one way. So going back, it'd be like over what, $5,000. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that, man.
No.
This is why when I travel for at least. Oh, sorry, my man. So let me real quick. I say this is why when I travel for at least a month, right, to justify the price. Because when you do like a week or 2 weeks, like you can't. I mean, that's crazy. Like that's crazy money right there. So I agree with you. But I do have one more question. I want to be on your side, IP. But I have to ask this one question to be sure. Where were you? Like, what seat were you on? The aisle, middle, or window seat?
I was in the middle.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you in the right. You in the right, because the middle is the one. Oh, next time that happens, IP, get the flight attendant, because you're supposed to have the right to both armrests as a middle seat. Like that's a thing. That's not even just like a courtesy thing. That's actually a thing. Now, most people they don't say it, they don't do it. But if you actually have a problem, call the flight attendant, and then she should back you, unless she's low key R word. You know what I'm saying? But she should back you as a middle seat. You shouldn't be fine for no armrest. They're the ones who are supposed to yield to you.
Interesting. Game. I got it. But I was going to add to what you were saying. It's like Steve Harvey saying, once you upgrade to business class, you can't go back. Once you upgrade lifestyle, you can't go back. Once you become a passport, bro, you can't go back. It's a fact. I'm gonna try that business class when my money get long like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little bit, a little bit more set up. But yeah, but I'm gonna definitely try it. It definitely looked like it.
No, IP, I gotta thank, by the way, because I was binge watching IP streams. I mean, he got a whole back catalog. And I was binge watching. I was just like, because before then, dude, I'm not gonna lie. To this day, I don't like flying. I don't like flying, but I like being in other countries more where I suck it up. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think it's gonna be my last day when I'm flying, but I suck it up. But when I went there, it was just to like see. I'm like, can I meet? Because I had no problem. Look, I'm being honest. I had no problem dealing with women. I mean, not dealing with women. I had no problem getting involved with women, but it was dealing with them. Like to actually have like a girlfriend, like a situation where I liked the chick after I was done getting my needs, you know what I mean? That was a big issue for me in the U.S. So I wanted to see if it was better abroad. But there was what you just said about all these other things. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Like I didn't realize. It's like you don't know what you're. Hey, my dog acting up. You don't know what you're dealing with. I mean, you don't know what you're missing until you go abroad. You mentioned the cost about insurance, right? About going to the hospital. It's cheaper out here. The food is much better. It's much healthier. The food is you're getting fed chemicals in the U.S. I don't know if it's like in the U.K. I think it's a little bit better, but in the U.S., IP, if you've ever been, they feed you chemicals in the U.S. It's not food. It's not food, IP.
It's criminal too. They killing you. I lost more weight eating the same diet I am out here. I lost weight. My skin cleared up. I'm back in the States. They pumping high fructose corn syrup, all these diet, all this crazy stuff. Like UK doesn't allow it. I've been to UK a couple of times. They don't allow that. What he Jams is saying, they're trying to kill us over there. They're like you see. I don't know what you know about this IP. As a civil engineer, I deal with the waterways, right? The water utility. There's poison in the water to bring our fertility down, especially as black men. The utility rate is going to the floor because the water is poisoned. That's how crazy this stuff is, bro. So out here, they don't allow that stuff. They're very strict on that. That's part of crime too. Food poisoning, all that type of stuff. That's very serious. You take care of that, bro. You take care because food is life. If you're taking care, you literally are putting people's lives in danger if you don't take care of the food. So trust me, food much better outside the U.S. or the UK, Western Hemisphere. Gentlemen, for
Yeah.
passport, bro, even for why get out of the Western hellscape just to get you some better food. Real talk. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so these are things, like I said, I didn't know this until I left. So I didn't realize how bad I had in the U.S. Like I'm thinking, because it's propaganda in the U.S. They tell you, don't go anywhere else. This is the place. This is the best. We're number one everywhere. And I'll be honest with you, for the most part, I believed it. I mean, I had my parents that were immigrants, but they always told me about how they're going back. They're just here to see us through college, and then maybe deal with my sister's baby, and after that, then they can go back. And I'm like, why would you want to go back? We're in the number one country. And then after I left, I completely understood, and I laugh at them now because I'm like, I left the U.S. before y'all did. I mean, y'all told me the entire life you're gonna go back, and I left before I wasn't even planning on leaving. But after I went one time, I left. I couldn't stay. I was like, at this point, I was biding my time. I remember talking to IP. I was like, I'm not even dealing. When you said don't mess with West women, don't even engage with them, if you know what I'm saying, right? I was like that too, because I'm like, I started to realize I have something to lose. I'm like, what if I engage and then spawn comes out? She tries to keep it. Yeah, I was like, I have something to lose now. So man, it was a temptation, but I was really, for the most part, with one exception, I was keeping it real. I was just focused on doing what I needed to do in order to get out in time. And so,
stay strong, Kings. Yep.
I gotta thank the people on the stream. I mean, IP especially, but then also the people that are on here for keeping me strong. Because I'm telling you, once you leave, if you never left, once you leave, you go to this country, you're gonna realize, right, that things are just better. It's just a better life here.
Yeah, and IP, I gotta second that too. I know I haven't been as active as everybody face to face, but I've been in the chat for 2-3 years. Look, people like you, people like Kevin Sam, people like you, all y'all chat, y'all saving lives out here. You know that, right? We really appreciate you out here. Young, old, everybody. You really saving lives. God bless you and the fam, really. Because you've been putting in mad work for so long. And I know you don't get a lot of, you don't have the numbers you should, because that would I don't think the governments would like that if you would have had the numbers you should. But you really deserve everything. I'm really, really grateful to be here. The honor you even took time to have me up here for real.
Thank you for the kind words, bro. Yo, thank you, man. Much appreciate both. Much appreciate, man. Salute to you both, man. So I know it's late over there, Adam. I know you probably have work tomorrow. So Adam, let's go for closing statements. So Jam, any closing statements, bro?
I like your energy, Adam. Honestly. And that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for the stream. Another country down.
All right, thank you, Jam. Salute, bro. Mr. Adam, thank you very much for your time. Incredible stream, brother. We'll have you again in the future when you spend more time in Qatar. Do you have any closing statements, bro, before we end the stream?
Oh, no. All I can say is, we need more young people in Qatar. Like that one of those 2 challenges I said, come out, man. Keep me company out here. You know what I'm saying? I'll give y'all a good time. There's plenty of stuff to do. If you're looking for the wife, come out here for that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to look forward to doing more intelligence. I'm going to travel more in this region, Kuwait, Dubai, all that type of stuff. So I get y'all some more intelligence in the Middle Eastern region and stuff. Everybody else who's doing the Egypt, Qatar stream, I know IP mentioned some other brothers you're going to have on later streams. If I can, I'll probably make a show up for that too. Pick some game up from y'all. But yeah, man, I'm honored to be here. Good to be back on the channel again, IP. I appreciate your time as always, fam. I do got an early rise tomorrow in a couple hours. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, brother. Brother, look after yourself, brother. We'll speak soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, peace out, bro. Thank you, Adam. Adam there in the building. Thank you, bro. Salute to you, bro. Awesome. Shout out to Mr. J Bones for the support. Thank you, J Bones. Welcome back, bro. Hope you're well. Awesome. So that was a great live stream. Another country for you brothers to consider. So again, special announcement again. If you want the Munich, Germany streams, okay, Ibiza, Spain streams, and the Japan streams, okay, get me to 100 followers on each platforms, okay, get me to over 100 on Kick, okay, and on Twitch. We are over 100 at Kick. Awesome. Now get me, if you can follow me on Kick more, that'd be great. Get me to 105, 110. But now all we have left is Twitch now, okay? So Twitch, get me to over 100 followers on Twitch, and you will get those streams, okay? I want to get those streams done by the end of this year. I have a lot to say about Japan, Spain, and Munich, Germany. Munich, Germany, slept on. I love Germany. Okay, big time, right? Get me to over 100 followers on Twitch now. Okay, just Twitch to do. We need 16 more. Okay. and Kick as well. You can keep on following me on Kick. Again, let's blow up these Kick and Twitch platforms. We got to get the message out there, and these platforms are where a lot of young brothers are using these platforms, okay, to stream and to watch videos. So we need to get the message out there to Twitch and Kick and get more black men in this passport bro space, okay? So please make sure you follow me on those platforms, okay? We got two countries live streams this week. You know what's coming up? We got Vietnam, okay? And the Vietnam stream is going to be crazy, bro, okay? There's a Vietnam Patreon, right, coming this week. Type of 1 in the chat if you're on the Patreon. Type of 1 in the chat if you're on the Patreon, okay? The Vietnam Patreon is top 5, and I have over 100 videos about how freaky foreign women are in the bedroom. But the Vietnam one is top 5, okay? It is insane, okay? I'm dropping that this week. It's going to blow your mind, okay? So we have the Vietnam stream, okay, coming this week. We got another country stream coming this week as well. It's an African country, okay, and I want to do Germany, Spain, and Japan by the end of this year, okay. And for me to do those streams, get me to over 100 followers on Kick and on Twitch, and you will get those streams, okay. And the Japan streams, right, will be a series of streams. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly in Japan. I went to Japan this time knowing a lot more Japanese. I spoke to Japanese people. I heard things. I saw things. I'm like, okay. Japan is no longer number 1 on my list. Okay, and I got to share it into our brothers. All right, I just didn't. There was some things there with the woman that I thought, okay, things are changing. I gotta let brothers know. Okay, we're gonna break down, you know, how Japanese women are moving, where to find wives, rising promiscuity in Japan, cheating culture, the whole pretend culture where women are kawaii, mecha kawaii, keiki wa kawaii this. All that kawaii stuff you saw in anime and all that stuff is all a facade. It's all a facade, bro. Okay? All that conservative dressing, covering their arms, covering their legs. Even though she dressed conservatively, she could be packing her body count of over 80 dudes. Okay? Right? A lot of things will be exposed in the Japan streams. It will be a series of streams, man. Probably 5 live streams because I have a lot to say about Japan. Okay? Right? Don't go out there. Okay? I know a lot of you brothers are interested in Japanese chicks, Japanese culture. That's great. You're entitled to your own preferences. But I gotta tell you the truth. Okay? Big thing there, lack of religion there in Japan that I think plays a part as to why they're becoming like that. I believe that American culture is becoming bigger even there in Japan. I think there's some sort of mini rebellion going on there. I didn't like what I saw this time around. Okay. Now, is Japan still my top 10 list? Absolutely. Japan is 100 times better than America and the UK. 100 times better than both countries, without a single doubt. I'd rather live in Japan than in the UK or in America. Okay? But on this channel, we tell the truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly. No capping on this channel. No lies. Nothing but the cold-hearted truth, bro. Okay? So if you want those live streams, you know what to do, bro. Okay? You know you got to get me to over 100 followers on Twitch, okay, and on Kick, all right? Those platforms are needed to spread the gospel and the message, okay? Over 100 followers on Twitch and Kick, and you will get those live streams, okay? I also want to discuss Ibiza, Spain. I saw a lot of demonic activity in Ibiza, Spain, right? Woman trying to throw it at me. I think I spoke about this European chick that kept sitting next to me every time I had lunch, asked me questions. I saw her on the beach in her bikini, She was just staring at me for a long time, waving at me. I know what she wanted. I did not indulge in that because I don't know her, and I just don't want to play those games, right? A lot of demonic activity happening in the bees of Spain, clubs, certain substances, right? The way women are acting out there. Okay, Munich, Germany, I loved it. Right, I want to break down how you can find wifey over there, what to avoid, how to move out there. Okay, but I'm gonna need y'all brothers to get me to 100 followers plus on Kick and Twitch, and you get those streams. But personally, I'm looking forward to what's it called? I'm looking forward big time to doing the Japan series because I got a lot to say about Japan, bro. A lot. Okay. Some of you may hate it, you may not like it, but I'm gonna tell the truth, bro. Okay, because something's up there, and you know, we as brothers need to get ahead of it. Okay. So the Vietnam stream, I think you guys are gonna love. Okay, because we're gonna discuss China. The brother was in China. He left China for Vietnam. So we're gonna break down his journey to get into Vietnam. But it's looking like Vietnam may be a spot. I'll tell you that right now. You know, it's looking like Vietnam may become the new hotspot for brothers. Okay, right? It's gonna be a crazy stream. Okay, so look out for the Patreon. Join the Patreon. I'm gonna drop the part 1 and part 2 of how freaky Vietnamese women are in the bedroom. Okay, Vietnamese chicks are crazy freaks in the bedroom. It shocked me, bro. Big time. Crazy stuff gets down in the bedroom in Vietnam. Okay. So that'll be on the Patreon. Okay. Osaka is wife heaven. No. Never wife a woman from Osaka. Okay. Don't do it. High body count woman, left, right, forward, center. Don't do it, bro. Don't you dare do it. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. You think Tokyo's bad in high body counts? Osaka will blow your mind, bro. Because there's some freaks out there. It's even on the Patreon too. It's like the brothers are giving you the game. Go on the Patreon and hear the Osaka and the German and the Japan streams. Like, oh man, like listen, man. I got a lot to say about Japanese chicks that I don't want to talk about right now. Okay, so if you want those comments, right? Okay, make sure you check out. You get me to 100 followers on Twitch and Kick plus. You're gonna get those streams. Okay, awesome. All right, man. Where's everyone listening from? Early stream. I'm gonna end the stream soon. Country city. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes. STL. STL. What's that? What's that? What's STL? What city is that? Chicago. What's up, Chicago, man? Good afternoon, Chicago. Who else is in the building? New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans. Super Bowl, New Orleans, 2 months away. I'm definitely watching that. Shout out to New Orleans. That's going to be a classic. Tampa, Florida. Shout out to Florida. St. Louis. Shout out to St. Louis. Greenwood Village, Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Dallas, Texas, man. That's it right there, bruv. Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas. All right, I'm out. Yeah, look after yourself, brothers, and I'll see you next time, man. Peace out. Thank you.